Hi, everyone. Josh Carey with you, joined alongside Chris Harris as we are ready for Game 2 of this six-game series between the Trash Pandas and the Clingstones. Back at Mission Control running the boards on Talk Radio WZZN is Jeff Scarborough, and we also want to welcome those of you watching on WAAY 31.6 Way More TV. Well, Chris, for the Trash Pandas, they're coming off a 2-0 win yesterday over the Clingstones, now looking for a second straight win, and it's been the pitching that's gotten the job done of late for Rocket City.
Yeah, one of the best ERAs in all of AA baseball over the past 7 games, an ERA just below 2.4. But how about Mitch Ferris yesterday? Really answered the bell with 13 strikeouts, third most in a game in Trash Pandas history. And it takes big efforts like that to really get your team over the hump and get to those winning ways. And, stringing some wins together. 1-2 straight, chance to win 3 in a row. You got Walbert Urania on the mound, second time facing this Columbus team. We know how good he can be when he's on. And if he's on, it could be a really good night for him.
And again, Rocket City trying to play spoiler this week. Columbus is trying to chase down Montgomery in the South for the second half division title. That was a big loss for the Clingstones last night, as they are now 2 back of the Biscuits in the Southern Division. Rocket City will try to do more of the same tonight. Here's the starting lineup for the Clingstones, who are 52-66 on the year, 26-26 for half number 2. Patrick Clohizzi leads things off. He will patrol left field. Ethan Workinger had 2 hits last night. He'll bat second and be the designated hitter. Drew Compton bats third and plays first. Cade Bunnell will make his series debut. He's in the cleanup position at third base. Cody Milligan hits fifth. He'll be out in right. David Fletcher, you Angel fans remember him. He'll bat 6 and play second. Cal Conley in the 7th position at short. Dylan Shockley in there for the first time this series. He'll catch and hit 8th. Kevin Kilpatrick Jr. also in there for the first time
Play
in
ball.
this series. He'll bat 9th and play center. Here's the defense for the Trash Pandas. Left to right, Holland, Calabrese, and Colas. Third to first, Vera, McCroskey, Mershon, and Nicholson. Behind the plate is Emerson, and again on the hill, Walbert, Urania. 4-8, a 5.15 ERA. An absolutely gorgeous night for baseball. Here's the set by Urania. And the first pitch of the ball game is a fastball sent out into deep left. Drifting back on it, though, Holland. Shy of the track, he makes the catch. First pitch is at 6:33. Clohizzi goes after that very first pitch and lines it into left for the first out of the ball game. 76 degrees.
It's crazy
here at first pitch, and my goodness, is it wonderful after the brutally hot summer we've had. Here's Ethan Workinger, the designated hitter. 219, 16 homers in 68 driven in. Like I said, he was 2 of 4 last night. Off the line at first is Nicholson. The first pitch by Urania is a fastball right through there for a strike. It's 0-1. Behind the plate calling the balls and strikes this evening is Trevor Patience. At first is Davion Fry, and your third base umpire is the crew chief, Jack Wasson. 0-1. Fastball sent out into right, but that'll tail foul onto the berm and go to no balls and 2 strikes. In addition to Japanese Heritage Night, it's also Dog Day here at Toyota Field. I just saw a golden retriever down that right field line. As the count is at no balls and 2 strikes. Urania from the first base side of the rubber, the 0-2. Swing and a miss. Took something off, pulled the string on Workinger. He's down on 3 pitches. Strikeout number 1 for Urania. Out number 2 in the first inning. Here's Drew Compton, 253, 4 dingers, and 32 batted in. Rocket City in the throwbacks today. Cream tops, cream bottoms, red pinstripes, red numeral on the back with black trim. The rocket shooting through the trash can on the left lapel, and you also have a red numeral on the right lapel in red with black trim. As the fastball is through for a strike. 0-1. Cream cap with the red bill, and Rocket again shooting through the trash can in the middle of that. The count 0-1 on the left-handed hitting Compton. Well off the line at third is Vera. Next pitch. And the slider misses inside. It's 1-1. As for Columbus, black tops, gray bottoms. They have the Peach Man emblem on the left lapel. Also a peach numeral on the back. Columbus tonight wearing the all-black cap with that same Peach Man, as I like to call him, in the middle. Pitches tap back to the mound. Running it halfway is Urania. Underhand toss to first is in time, in a very quick and easy 1-2-3 inning on 6 pitches by Walbert Urania to get through the top of the first. We'll go to the We go to the bottom of the first inning. The Clingstones win 1-2-3 in the top half. Now the Trash Pandas head to the plate with a record of 41-79 on the season, 17-35 for half number 2. David Mershon starts things off. He'll play second base. Ben Goebel in the 2 position. He'll be the designated hitter. Oscar Colas bats third and patrols right field. Ryan Nicholson will bat cleanup and play first base as time is called, and we're going to get a pitch clock on who is on. I think it's on Mershon. No, they're going to call it on Hackenberg. So Hackenberg took too much time, and the count 1-0 on Mershon. David, 139, a homer, and 7 driven in. 1-0 is a fastball low, just like that, 2 balls and no strikes. Corey Holland will hit 5th. He had a home run here last night. He'll play left field. David Calabrese in the 6th spot. Out in center, Miles Emerson makes his series debut behind the plate. In the 8th position will be Mac McCroskey at short. Errol Vera hits 9th and plays third as Mershon squares around to bunt, misses inside with the pitch, does Hackenberg. Pulling back on it was Mershon. It's 3-0. David 1 for 4 last night.
Yeah, he had the 3-walk game on Sunday. He now leads the league in walks in August. He's got 19.
And the fastball, that's through for a strike. And it goes to 3-1. Then that's the thing that impresses you about him. I know the numbers don't look very good, but he finds a way to get on base, and as a fleet of foot as he is, that makes him doubly dangerous. From the belt, here's the 3-1. That will be called a strike, a cutter, a high cutter that time by Hackenberg. It goes to 3-2. And keep in mind, he got banged up a little bit this season. He spent most of spring training at the Angels big league camp. They really liked what they saw from him, but they sent him to AAA. That's when he got hurt, and he didn't get to see a whole lot of playing time. And since he's come back, just hasn't been able to get those offensive numbers up. But he certainly wants to finish this season strong. Righty on lefty. 3-2 on the way. Fastball, bounce, deep second, ranging to his right, fielding, shallow right field grass is Fletcher. He fires on to first, and that'll be the first out of the first inning as Mershon rolls out. Here's the defense for the Clingstones. Left to right, Clohizzy, Kilpatrick, and Milligan. Third to first, Bunnell, Conley, Fletcher, and Compton. Behind the plate, Shockley, and on the hill will be Drew Hackenberg, 2-6, a 7.16 ERA. A member of a very famed athletic family, at least in football circles. Righty on righty as Goebel, 256, 6 homers, 24 driven in. And the pitch is laced into right field for a base hit. Shooting it to the opposite field is Ben Goebel. First hit of the game for the Trash Pandas, and 1 on with 1 out for Oscar Colas, 209, 13 homers, and 35 RBI. Anyway, Hackenberg, the Braves think highly of this guy, second-round draft pick out of Virginia Tech in 2023. I talk about his family, though. He's got 2 brothers who've played in the NFL. One of them, Christian Hackenberg, was with several teams, namely the Jets. And I said 2 brothers, I meant 1. Adam Hackenberg, his other brother, is currently in the White Sox organization, a former teammate of Oscar Colas's. As Hackenberg's first pitch is in for a strike, 0-1. We saw Adam Hackenberg earlier this season with the Barons. He's now with AAA Charlotte as one of their backup catchers. Righty on lefty, open stance for Colas. Well off the line at third, Bunnell. Here's the 0-1. Swung on, rocketed foul off to the left. Late swing by Colas, and it will go to 0-2.
Talked with Drew a lot last year about, being in that Hackenberg family, and they said they really, really were along for that journey and learned so much about being a professional from Christian, their older brother.
Throw to first, and in with a head-first dive is Mershon. Count still at 0-2.
The ups, the downs, and he said really learn more about the downs and how the negativity sometimes can impact you. And, of course, Christian had a great career at Penn State and then had his ups and downs in the NFL.
From the belt, 0-2. Swing and a miss. Threw a slider down and in. Colas over the top. Strikeout number 1 for Hackenberg. Out number 2 in the first inning. Goebel remains at first. Here's Ryan Nicholson, 200 with three homers and 8 RBI. For Christian, after he was drafted by the Jets, he was there for 2 seasons and then split 2018 among the Raiders, the Eagles, and the Bengals. Righty on lefty. And the first pitch. There's a strike, 0-1. Let me just say this. I was living on Long Island during 2016 and 17. Had to watch a lot of Jets football games. I don't know if anyone could have gotten anything done with that team. They were not very good. Count 0-1 on the left-handed hitter. And again, a throw to first, back in with a dive again is Goebel, who is 6 of 7 in the stolen base department. Hackenberg, if you're a Braves fan watching in, you might remember him from one certain game last season. I know Chris, my cohort here, does. A slider missing down and in, 1 ball and 1 strike. Struck out 16 against Pensacola on July the 21st. Got a no decision in that ball game. And it was the most strikeouts by a minor league pitcher in 2024. Next pitch, a swing and a miss, and the count will go 2-1-2. 21st time a MILB pitcher had fanned 16-plus batters since 2005.
Yeah, and I mentioned last night just the pace that Ferris was on when he struck out 13 last night reminded me a lot of that game.
Here's the 1-2. Down and in with the slider, going to even at 2 balls and 2 strikes.
You know, really, most professional pitchers, they can strike out guys. It takes kind of a mix of different things. You have to be really on that day, and that Pensacola team last year was very strikeout prone, and he played into that.
2-2. Swung on and miss. Good slider again. Fooled was Nicholson. Strikeout number 2 for Hackenberg. Back-to-back Ks for him. And Rocket City will strand a runner in the first. No runs. 1 hit, no errors, 1 man left. At the end of 1. Top of the Northrop Grumman second inning, no score, Rocket City and Columbus. Fans, it's Wednesday, and it's Taco Mama that fed their Trash Pandas front office as part of its Team Feed program. At Taco Mama, they believe in supporting our local businesses and serving guests the freshest ingredients possible. 5 locations in the greater Huntsville area to best serve you. Taco Mama, stay hungry and be thirsty. First pitch is sent into deep left field. Drifting back on it, Holland at the track, reaches up and makes the catch as Cade Bunnell tried to poke one to the opposite field. Came up just shy as chasing it down was Holland. 1 pitch, 1 out in the Northrop Grumman second for Cody Milligan. Milligan, 179, 2 homers, and 7 batted in. So already here in the early going, you can see Columbus going up there very aggressively against Urena. Coming off a solid performance on the 21st against Birmingham. The pitch misses low. That was a sinker, 1-0. In that game, he went 5 1/3 innings, allowed 2 runs on 7 hits, struck out 3, got a no decision as Rocket City won that game by the final 3-2, one of 2 wins last week against the Barons. Here's the set at the belt, the 1-0. Fastball, there's a strike on the inside corner at 98. Going to go to 1-1. Let's see, actually against Columbus this year. Next pitch. Fastball going to miss high, and it will go to 2 balls and a strike. Urena has faced Columbus only one other time. That was game 2 of a doubleheader on the 7th. He allowed 4 runs on 5 hits over 5 innings and lost 4-1. Here's the 2-1. Fastball cut through and missed. It will go to 2-2. I remember that game. Rocket City was up 1-0. Then in the 5th inning, that's when Urena, who had been pitching well, just hit a wall and wound up giving up 4 runs. If I'm not mistaken, he gave up a big home run in that contest as well. The left-handed hitter will stand back in. Off the line at third is Vera. Next offering. Fastball down and away. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Let's see. Yeah, he gave up a 3-run homer to Lisandro Espinoza, who we have not seen in this series.
He was a thorn in our side in that trip.
Just missed inside. That was a fastball at 99, and boy, that was off the plate, but not by much. Milligan will draw a 1-out walk. Walk number 1 by Urena, and 1 on with 1 out for David Fletcher. Everyone's favorite Angel. 189, no homers, and 2 driven in. It's a little tweet yesterday, and I added the Trash Pandas and the Angels, mentioning Fletcher was playing. That got over 100 likes as the pitches bounced foul at the third base line. 0-1. I was not expecting that.
Fan favorite over those years he was with the Halos.
Count 0-1 on Fletcher. Collecting a cool $6 million this year, playing minor league baseball. Gotta love America. Next pitch is fouled straight back to the screen. It will go to no balls and 2 strikes.
I had a chance to talk with Dave a little bit earlier and said, your swing, I didn't, it just seemed like he was all discombobulated at the plate because he was focusing so much on pitching. I said, your swing looks a ton better this year. And he kind of looked at me and said, well, thanks. But he said, yeah, I feel more comfortable at the plate, getting more at-bats.
0-2, swung on and missed. Chase the cutter that time. He whiffs at it. Strikeout number 2 for Urena. Out number 2 in the Northrop Grumman second inning. Here's Cal Conley, 193 with the homer, and 23 batted in. But I still say, and, you know, I'm not the expert by any means, I really wish he had stuck with the knuckleball and just really focused on that. Who knows what would have happened. Righty on lefty against Conley. First pitch to him. Fastball, there's a strike. It's 0-1. But, yeah, I mean, not everyone can be Shohei. I mean, you try to hit and pitch. It's a pretty difficult thing to do. It's one thing to do it in college when the talent level is much lower. It's another animal to do it even at AA. Here's the 0-1. Ball tapped third base side of the mound. Bare hand field. Throw to first. Urena in time, and a good job by Nicholson to go to a knee and field the low throw. 1-3 on the putout as Conley rolls out softly. And down go the Clingstones in the Northrop Grumman second. No runs, no hits, no errors, 1 left. Bottom of the Northrop Grumman second inning, no score, Rocket City and Columbus. Fans, the mission at Northrop Grumman is to be at the forefront of technology and innovation, delivering superior capability in tandem with maximized cost efficiencies. The security solutions they provide help secure freedoms for our nation as well as those of our allies. Due up for the Trash Pandas, the 5, 6, and 7 hitters, Holland, Calabrese, and Emerson against Drew Hackenberg, who struck out 2 of the 4 men he faced in the first inning while surrendering a single. Here's Holland, 242, 3 homers, and 7 RBI. And now time called, and we're going to get another pitch clock violation on Hackenberg. His second one, and both times it's been at the very start of the inning.
Yep, that's crazy. You know, I don't know if it's just getting settled in out there, but something's keeping him off rhythm to start an inning.
Here's the 1-0, and that misses low. Going to go to 2 balls and no strikes. We were talking about the 16 strikeout game by Hackenberg. By the way, Hackenberg 2-6 on the year, 7.16 ERA, trying to turn around his season. But we talked about the 16 strikeout game for Mississippi last season. Here's the 2-0. And there's a strike, another sinker. We'll go to 2-1. Those 16 strikeouts passed a single game record in M Braves history that was previously shared by Ian Anderson and Tommy Hanson, who each had 14. As the next pitch hits the inside corner, 2-2. I shared this when we were in Columbus and Hackenberg was pitching, but I'll share it here since we have a wider audience. Tommy Hanson was one of my favorite players to cover. Wonderful human being. Here's the 2-2. And the slider down and away. 3 balls and 2 strikes. And it was so ironic we were in Columbus talking about him when Hackenberg was out there. In 2007, I was with the Rome Braves. I was their broadcaster, and they had a morning game there where he was facing Jeremy Hellickson. 3-2, called strike 3. Breaking ball, Holland is caught looking. Boy, that one was close. Just nipped the black at the lower part of the zone. Holland rung up, strikeout number 3 for Hackenberg, and that'll be out number 1 in the Northrop Grumman. Second inning for David Calabrese, 208, 5 homers, and 10 driven in. Anyway, it was a morning game. Education Day started at 11 a.m. The game took about an hour and 40 minutes. Both guys were on top of their game. A guy named Jeremy Royster hit a solo home run against Hanson to win it for Columbus. They were known as the Catfish then, the Rays affiliate, and they won the game 1-0. It's one of the more memorable games I have in my career personally, just because of all the things I just mentioned. Pitches down and in, 1-0. The set again. And the pitch is grounded to second, ranging to his left. Good field. Fletcher spins. Easy throw to first. Boy, he makes that look easy. That'll be out number 2 for Miles Emerson, 219. 6 dingers and 21 RBI. But anyway, a few years ago, we sadly lost Tommy. And I got to admit, there's things that you hear a death from someone, whether it's a celebrity or someone you know personally, it hits a little differently. That one hit differently because I remember Tommy as this bright-eyed kid coming up through the Brave system, had a few good years with Atlanta, finished off with the Angels, but ooh, look out. Miles goes down as that ball caught him in the helmet. It may have been a glancing blow. It looked like he was able to get out of the way, but Dylan Colwell is still going to do his due diligence and check on Emerson, who makes his way to first base. Andy Schatzley will join the foray, and you can see Miles kind of pointing at his neck as he was able to get out of the way just a little bit. Still nicked him, but it wasn't a flush shot like we were concerned about earlier. But anyway, we lost Tommy a few years ago, and believe me, he is missed. As
Such
Colwell,
a great young prospect with the Braves. I mean, he was a future, steady presence in that potentially in that rotation in Atlanta. And, it was 2008 when he threw that no-hitter where he struck out 14 batters in Mississippi, and we talked about this as well down in Columbus. It was the current voice of the Atlanta Braves, Ben Ingram, who called that no-hitter, and I'll never forget that call that Ben had, and good to see Miles going to be okay, but Ben's call said Tommy Hanson is immortal tonight, which kind of gives you a little chill looking back at that.
So Emerson at first with 2 away. Here's Mac McCroskey, 179 with 13 runs driven in as Miles is good to go. He'll lead at first. Holding him aboard is Compton. Hackenberg High leg kick and the pitch. Fastball rolled to short. Easy play here as the throw to first will be in time from Conley. 6-3 on the putout as McCroskey is retired and Rocket City put away in the Northrop Grumman second. No runs, no hits, no errors, and one left. At the top of the Beds Express third inning, still no score. Rocket City and Columbus do it for the Clingstones, the 8-9-1 hitters. Shockley, Kilpatrick, and Clohissy against Walbert Urania, who's faced 7 men through the first 2 innings and struck out 2 while walking 1. Here's Shockley, 160 with 2 RBI, one of the catchers on this Clingstones roster. And the first pitch is a fastball. That's through for a strike. It's 0-1 on Shockley. Near the line at third is Vera. Off the line at first is Nicholson. Next pitch to Shockley. Almost hit him as he fired a curveball that tailed well inside. It's going to go to a ball and a strike. Urena, only 21 years old. His fastball can reach 102, though we have not seen that this year. Another slider. That one's going to miss low. 2 balls and a strike. They're still trying to figure out whether his future is as a starter or as a reliever. I think he has the potential to do both. Seal comes set. 2-1 on the way. Fastball dribbled foul over by the Clingstones on deck circle on the third base side. Going to even at 2 balls and 2 strikes. He's had a lot of ups, had a few downs as well. There have been a couple of games where he hasn't gotten out of the first inning, so still a lot of growth, but again, only 21 years old. He's got a bright future as the 2-2 is tapped foul up the third base line. And it will stay at 2 balls and 2 strikes as Shockley hangs in there. Four more games to go in this series. It'll be 6:35 tomorrow through Saturday. Then we wrap it up with a Sunday contest at 2:35 as part of our Labor Day weekend. 2-2. Swung on, broken bat dribbler up the middle, ranging, backhand field. Throw to first on a hop in time. Great play, Mershon. From his second base position, the ball was hit so softly, he had time to go to the left of second by a good 5 feet. Backhand the ball while cutting off McCroskey, making an off-balance throw. And with a slow man going down the line, he was able to throw a bounce pass to Nicholson in time for a very long 4-3 putout.
He's collecting some nice web gems here recently. That's the thing about him, so versatile, can play each of these positions on the infield too.
Here's Kilpatrick now, and the first pitch to him, a fastball high, 1-0. Kilpatrick, 223 with 19 RBI. He is following in a line that the Braves, a precedent, if you will, the Braves have set over the last couple of decades. 1-0, hit foul at home plate, even out a ball and a strike. That is another suburban Atlanta kid who comes up through the Braves system. He's out of Stone Mountain, Georgia, which is just outside Atlanta. You would go back to really the mid-2000s is when you really started to see it, right? Jason Hayward and Brian McCann, Jeff Francoeur, those were all suburban Atlanta kids A broken bat, ground ball to short, in up McCroskey. Throw to first will be in time. The barrel of the bat winds up near the third base coach's box as Kilpatrick is out 6-3. 2 quick outs in the Beds Express third inning. We'll go back to the top of the order, and Patrick Clohizzy, who flew out to left his first time.
You know, Josh, one of the more underrated stats about Urania is the amount of ground balls he gets. Yeah, he throws 100 miles an hour. Yeah, he has some velocity, but just the way he gets ground balls with the sinking action and that slider. I mean, 1, 2, 3, 4 back-to-back broken bats, and he leads the league coming in by inducing 148 ground outs this year.
First pitch is a strike, and it will go to 0-1 on the left-handed hitting Clohizzy. He flew out to left to lead off the ball game. And that's something you really want to do against this guy. He's pretty dangerous as Clohizzy waves at the next pitch. It will go to 0-2. Clohizzy wore out the Trash Pandas in Columbus earlier this month. He's a 12th round selection out of the University of St. Louis. But now he's down to count 0-2. So far, he's 0-5 in the series. Urena with the 0-2. Swing and a miss. Threw him a slider. Down on 3 pitches goes Clohizzy. That'll be strikeout number 3 for Urena. And 1, 2, 3 go the Clingstones in the top of the Beds Express third inning. We'll move to the bottom half. No score. We go to the bottom of the Beds Express third inning, still scoreless, Rocket City and the Clingstones. Before we do, let's give our station a chance to identify itself. This is Trash Panda Baseball on the Trash Panda Broadcast Network and Valley Live. First pitch to Errol Vera, squaring the bunt, pulling it back, taking it inside. That was a fastball. And it will go to 1-0 on the left-handed hitter. Vera, 170, no homers, and 2 batted in. Coming up next half inning, we'll have Andy Sakata of Toray Composite Materials America join us. They're sponsoring our Japanese Heritage Night as the pitch is swung through and missed. That was a changeup. Count will even at a ball and a strike. Wind not a factor here on this gorgeous Wednesday evening. Right against left, open stance. Off the line at third is Bunnell, 1-1. And the slider misses low. It will go to 2 balls and 1 strike. Hackenberg will go back to the rubber. He's gone through 2 innings. He's allowed a base runner in each frame. 1 on a single, another on a hit by pitch. Next offering. That one misses down and away. Another changeup. It will go to 3 balls and no strikes. Hackenberg faced Rocket City back on August the 9th and took the loss. He went 4 innings, allowed 2 runs on 5 hits, struck out 3 in a 7-3 defeat. Here's the 3-1. Swung on and rocketed into deep right. Going back Milligan. Track, wall, it's gone. Errol Vera took a cutter middle in and sailed it over the right field wall. His first home run of the year as a Trash Panda. RBI number 3 as a Trash Panda. It's 1-0. And we saw that sweet swing several times, both last year and at the very end of the 23 season as well. And that time he was able to get into one and send it to right. So it's a 1-0 ball game as we go back to the top of the order. And David Mershon, who grounded to second his first time up. Righty on lefty, as even with the bag up at third is Bunnell. First pitch. That one going to hit the outside corner. It looked like a slider, as it will go to 0-1 on the left-handed hitter. Lights have started to come on here at Toyota Field. I know with Vera, Joel Chamillis, the Trash Pandas hitting coach, has been working with him as the pitch is swung and popped up. Foul ground, turning, looking up. The catcher, Shockley, drifting toward the screen. He makes the catch right by the Columbus on deck circle, which is on the third base side. A foul out to the catcher by Mershon, and that'll be out number 1 in the third inning for Ben Goebel, who singled his first time up. Anyway, I know Chamillos has been working with Vera, trying to get him to open up a little more as he goes after those inside pitches so he can pull the ball as he did just right there. It's a 1-0 ball game as standing in is Goebel. Right against right, as backing up at third will be Bunnell. First pitch, there's offering inside a slider, and it will go to 1-0 on the right-handed hitter. 1-2-0 for Rocket City, all zeros for Columbus as Hackenberg's been touched up for a run. Here's the 1-0. That one ripped down the left field line. That's going to tail foul onto the picnic patio and go to a ball and a strike. That was 109 off the bat by Goebel that time, but he couldn't keep it fair. By the way, his podcast is now available to listen to. I got to talk to him a couple of weeks ago. 1-1 pitch, and the slider down and away. 2-1. He's a good underdog story. An undrafted free agent, came out of Division II Belmont Abbey, but what we've seen the last 2 years is he can really hit. 256 entering play today. He singled his first time up, and that's up from his numbers last season at Rocket City. The 2-1. Slider down and away, 3-1. Had to go back to high A, work on some things, but he was hitting 280 there upon his promotion, and now he's putting together a very solid finish to this season. Actually, one of his cousins is a reporter here in town, a news reporter. 3-1. That'll miss inside, and that'll be ball 4. A 5-pitch walk to Goebel. He'll trot to first, and that's going to be walk number 1 by Hackenberg, and 1 on with 1 out for Oscar Colas, who struck out swinging his first time. And what will be a righty on lefty matchup, Shockley will go out to the mound and have a word with the right-hander, Hackenberg. Fans, slide into Beds Express for a winning night's sleep, official mattress partner of your home team dreams. So they will chat things up. Hackenberg, in his last performance on the 21st at Pensacola, only went 4 2/3, surrendered a run on 3 hits, took a no decision in what wound up being a 6-1 Columbus win. Before that, he was at Biloxi, got a 10-3 victory in that ball game. 5 1/3 innings, did allow 3 runs, but only 2 were earned on 6 hits. He's originally out of Lehighton, Pennsylvania. So back behind the plate will go Shockley, as standing in is Colas. Short lead at first by Goebel. And the first pitch is a swing and a miss, a curveball down and in. It'll go to 0-1 on the left-handed hitter. They play him straight away and deep in the outfield. Well off the line at third is Bunnell. Mostly cloudy skies overhead, but no threat of rain. In fact, the weather looks good for the rest of this week. Quick move over to first, and Goebel back in with a head-first dive. They've been giving him a workout through the first 2 ball games. Ryan Nicholson waits on deck. The set again. Runner will go. The 0-1, swing and a miss, and unable to get the ball out of his mitt is Shockley. That'll be a stolen base. In feet first is Goebel. He'll pick up his 7th stolen base in 8 opportunities. Now a hit could mean another run as the count goes to 0-2 on Colas. And that's another element that Goebel provides. He can run a little bit, maybe not David Mershon or Nelson Rada type of numbers, but he can certainly put them up there. Colas will step back in with the count at 0-2. Now playing nearer the line at third is Bunnell with the runner at second. Back to the belt. Next offering. Swung and hit foul at home play. Ooh, Colas drilled that right into his front foot. He'll walk around and try to shake it out as the count stays at no balls and 2 strikes. Last year when at Mississippi, Hackenberg had a 22-inning scoreless streak. That was from August 9th through the 30th. He finished last season strong while with the M-Braves. Just hasn't had the same success this season. Did suffer an oblique injury while with Columbus in May. Next pitch misses down and in. That was a slider. And it will go to a ball and 2 strikes. In fact, he didn't return to the Columbus roster until late July. Back to the belt. A look of second, and Hackenberg, high leg kick, and now he'll wheel towards second, and nothing going on over there. Again, 1-0 Rocket City on an Errol Vera solo home run. He hit it just moments ago to give the Trash Pandas an early lead. Away at second is Goebel. Shaded up the middle, the shortstop Conley. 1-2. Swung on, rocketed into left. Back goes Clohizzy at the track, at the wall. He's got the catch for out number 2. Bluffing from second is Goebel. He'll stay put. And Colas came within an eyelash of getting the ball out of here. In fact, if the wind is blowing out, maybe he gets that one, but it is deathly still out there along the flagpoles, and he lined out to left for the second out of the inning. 2 gone. Here is Ryan Nicholson. Nicholson struck out swinging his first time at the plate. As he'll stand in with the runner at second and 2 away. Righty on lefty, open stance. First pitch hit foul at home plate, 0-1. I learned yesterday Ryan is a big Joe Buck fan. He was mimicking some of Buck's more famous calls during his baseball and football broadcast careers. Out of the University of Kentucky. Open stance for the left-handed hitter. Goebel will lead at second. Here's the 0-1. And the slider will miss down and in, even at a ball and a strike. They even asked me, hey, what's your favorite Buck call? And I would have to say it was 2011, if you remember that. That was the series where David Freese hit the walk-off home run to send the Cardinals Rangers series to a Game 7, pitches in the dirt. It goes 2-1, and what made it so special was Buck, his call was, we'll see you tomorrow night, which mimicked his father's call, Jack Buck, from the 91 series when Kirby Puckett hit a walk-off Game 6 homer to defeat the Braves and force that famous Game 7 the following night. Fastball will miss down and in. It will go to 3-1 on the left-handed hitter. Near the line at first is Compton. They swing him around to the right as Nicholson ready to go. Waiting on deck is Holland. Here's the set. 3-1 on the way. Swing and a miss. That'll be strike 2. Went back to the slider again down and in. And a full count is due to Nicholson. By the way, in the background right there, if you're watching on MILB.TV or way more, you saw Sean Kazmar, who was the Trash Pandas hitting coach in 2023. Now he's a Rover for the Angels. Glad to have him back in town. 3-2. That's in the dirt, and that'll be ball 4. Another slider. So trotting to first will be Nicholson. That'll be walk number 2 by Hackenberg, who's had to throw a lot of pitches this inning. He's now up to 46 for the ball game. And runners will be at first and second with 2 away as Mike Steed will walk out to the mound and have a word with Hackenberg. But again, we got him in town. Mike Gallego, former Oakland A. He's also in town, also St. Louis Cardinals. So we got a lot of the Rovers in town as they're beginning to wind down their seasons as well. Once all the minor league affiliates wrap things up, everyone will head out to Tempe for the instructional league or fall ball, whatever you want to call it. They'll do that for a few weeks. A few guys will be selected to play in the Arizona Fall League, and I don't know if Andy's going to be a part of that or not. I know Andy's been been the manager for one of the Arizona Fall League teams the last 2 seasons, as Steve continues to talk things over with Hackenberg. By the way, Hackenberg, his season high in pitches is 88. He's done that twice this season, but again, he's at 46, so he's already about halfway there. As Steed will make his way back to the dugout. 2 on with 2 out. Here's Corey Holland. Holland struck out swinging his first time. Again, he had a big home run last night to get Rocket City on the board as they went on to a 2-0 win. He's ready to go. So is Hackenberg. Holland will wait. Out of Houston, Texas. Righty on righty. First pitch. And the fastball going to miss down and away. 1 ball and no strikes. I don't think I've ever mentioned this about Corey, but he's a New Year's Day baby. In fact, not just New Year's Day, but New Year's Day of the new millennium. He was born on January 1st, 2000. Righty on righty. Y2K baby, I guess is what they call him. As the 1-0. There's a strike. That was a sinker. Going to even at 1-1 for those of you who don't know any better. When we went from 1999 to 2000, there was a lot of worry that there might be a huge computer shutdown because of the change from one millennium to the next. Fortunately, nothing came of that. Here's the 1-1. Swing and a miss. Threw him a slider away. Down in the count is Holland. 1 ball and 2 strikes, as looking to end the inning is Hackenberg. 1-0 Trash Pandas as we play the bottom of the Beds Express 3rd inning. From the belt, here's the 1-2. Swung, ripped, foul down the right side. Good idea by Holland. He tried to punch it to the off field. That time he was able to wait back on the slider, got good wood on the ball, just couldn't keep it fair. Playing off the line at first is Compton, and Holland was looking to shoot it down the right field line. So it will stay at 1-2. As over to pick the ball up is the right fielder, Milligan. Leading from second, Goebel. Away at first is Nicholson. Holland now taking a moment here as he stands back in the box. Open stance for him. Right against right. Here's the 1-2. Slider down and away. It will even at 2 balls and 2 strikes. And this is where Hackenberg wants to do business. He goes to 3-2. That's going to put everyone on the move. David Calabrese waits on deck. They play him straight away in the outfield. Here's the 2-2. Outside, 3-2. He missed with a fastball. So a payoff pitch is due, and everyone will be on the move. By the way, activity underway in the Columbus bullpen as Hackenberg struggles here in the 3rd. Playing behind the runner at first is Compton. A hit to the gap or down the line should score 2. Here's the set, and the 3-2. High and tight, ball 4. Oh, they say it's strike 3, never mind. He held up the swing, but the ball just nicked off the bat, went into the mid of Shockley, and a bad luck strike 3 on Holland. No argument from Rocket City. And now Andy Shatsley going to have a word with home plate umpire Trevor Patience, but it'll be in vain. That'll be strikeout number 3 by Hackenberg, a very lucky strikeout. Rocket City leaves 2 on. 1 run, it's earned on 1 hit. That the home run by Vera. No errors in the inning and 2 men left on base. At the end of the Beds Express 3rd inning, it's 1-0 Rocket City. This is Trash Panda Baseball on the Trash Panda Broadcast Network. The first pitch misses down and in by Walbear Urena. The count 1-0. Next offering is a strike. It'll even out 1-1. Josh Carey with you, and as we go to the top of the fourth inning, we're going to turn things over to our sponsor for the evening with Torre Composite Materials America. It is Mr. Andy Sakata who's kind enough to join us. We'll keep you up to date on what's happening on the field for those of you on radio. But Mr. Sakata, thank you for being with us.
Thank you very much.
And let's start with this. Tell me a little bit more about Torre.
Absolutely. We are the largest carbon fiber manufacturer in North America, and our materials are found in every Boeing 787 big jet airplane, to cars, many different type of cars, and tennis racket, pickleball, paddle, and golf clubs, and a fishing rod, and more.
Ground ball to short. Up with it is McCroskey. Throw to first is in time. That'll be out number one. Go ahead, sir.
Okay, and but here the cool part, carbon fiber really shines when it comes to the high performance industries like defense and space. So for folks here in Huntsville, the local city, you have probably encountered our materials more often than you think.
What is the main message you want to get out to your customers, and what do you want them to know more about your company?
Oh, good questions. Yes, we manufacture high-performance carbon fiber, but more than that, we are solution provider. That's why we have got a technical center right next to a Decatur plant, where we work closely with the customers in aerospace, defense, space, and more to create innovative solutions. We are not just supplying materials, we are helping build the future.
Ball grounded to second for out number two. How did the rest of your company feel knowing they would have a chance to go to the game and get the company's name out there in front of thousands of fans here tonight at Toyota Field?
Oh, they were pumped. They were very much pumped. We have been part of the Decatur community since 1997. That's 28 years of growing alongside with neighborhood. So getting to be the part of the Trash Panda game is our huge honor. So we are proud of to support event that brings people together, and in our small own way, help foster culture exchange between the U.S. and Japan.
What has been your favorite part of tonight's game, sir?
Well, it's just awesome, exciting.
Well, we're glad that you've enjoyed it, as the next pitch is outside. And it will go to 2 balls and a strike. Are you a big baseball fan?
Of course, absolutely. Like a lot of folks here, I'm a big fan of baseball. I grew up cheering for the Hanshin Tigers back in Osaka, Japan. And now I'm got a new favorite, the Trash Pandas.
All right. Love to hear it, as that'll be ball 4, and going to first on a walk will be Cade Bennell with 2 outs. Walk number 2 by Urena, and 1 on with 2 out for Cody Milligan. What are some of the exciting upcoming events or products that Rocket City can expect to see from your company?
Yes, although it's not right here in Madison, we are proud to be the main sponsor of the annual Durango Boat Race in Decatur, hosted every May by Decatur Morgan Hospital. It's fun, community-driven event to support local healthcare. If you have not been, definitely come and check it out, or even join a team.
Pitch is outside, and we'll go to 1 ball and 1 strike. How can we learn more about your business, sir?
Yes, we are always sharing update on our website and LinkedIn. So give us a follow. And if you are at the ballpark tonight, swing by our booth. Our tech team is out there and happy to chat.
As the count goes to a ball and 2 strikes, Urena will look to finish off the inning. The 1-2 on the way. Swung and hit foul off to the left. And it goes to 1 ball and 2 strikes. Do you have a fun fact that you want to share with us as well?
Yes. So if you play golf, tennis, or pickleball, or go fishing, there is a good chance you are already using our carbon fiber. And if you have flown on a Boeing 787, that every aircraft is built using our material.
Yeah, that's really neat. As the count is at 2 balls and 2 strikes on Milligan. Again, Andy Sakata with Toray kind enough to join us. They're sponsoring our Japanese Heritage Night. And the pitch is down and in. That will go to 3 balls and 2 strikes. You must be very proud to be sponsoring Japanese Heritage Night,
Yes.
correct? Yes. We're
Very much
thrilled to have you guys on board as Urena will look to end the inning. Leading away at first base is Benell. Milligan walked his first time up. 3-2. Swung on, a little flare into left center field. No one can get that ball as coming around first, going to third will be Benell. He'll pull in there. A bloop single for Milligan, as that'll be the first hit given up by Urena. And now runners are at the corners with 2 away for David Fletcher, who struck out swinging his first time up. Again, the Trash Pandas lead at 1-0 on an Errol Vera solo home run. And now Michael Wirtz is going to jog out there, have a word with Urena, and go over the game plan here on Fletcher, who so far is 1 for 5 in the series. So they will talk things over as, again, Rocket City with a run on 2 hits so far. The Clingstones with only 1 hit in tonight's ball game. And just as a reminder, it's also Dog Day here at the ballpark as our furry friends are sitting down the right field line. You can bring your dog to the game free of charge, but we do ask for a $1 donation to be given to a local nonprofit group. And we'll have one more of those. The Trash Pandas will be in Knoxville next week, and then they wrap up their season right here against the Chattanooga Lookouts to close out the 2025 season. So you'll have one more opportunity to do that. So runners at the corners with 2 away as Fletcher will stand in. Wirtzy heads back to the dugout. This inning started with a ground out to short by Workinger. Compton followed with a rollout to second. Cade Benell would then walk, and he went first to third on a bloop single by Cody Milligan. So righty on righty, back to the action. Ooh, the first pitch, high and tight, almost hit him. It goes to 1-0. Fletcher again, former major leaguer with the Los Angeles Angels, spent 6 seasons with the Halos, became a fan favorite there. Urena 1-0. Fastball, broken bat roller right at third. Throw to second in time by Vera. 5-4 on the putout, and with that, our inning is over. And Mr. Sakata, thank you for all you do.
Thank you much.
Thank you for coming
having
by.
me here. Thank you.
We will go to the bottom of the 4th inning. It's 1-0 Rocket City. This is Trash Panda Baseball on the Trash Panda Broadcast Network and Valley Live.
I'm disappointed you're not wearing your headband.
I don't go down to such things. I'm
What?
sorry.
Oh, come on.
I don't degrade myself, Chris Harris.
Well, I suppose I do. Pitch shine outside, a ball to David Calabrese.
If you're sweaty and you just want to wear a sweatband, just say you want to wear a sweatband. That's what it looks like.
This is my nod to Japanese Heritage Night.
Okay. My nod was having Mr. Sakata on our airwaves. Thank you, Mr. Sakata.
Man, we really appreciate those guys. And I'll tell you what, Hiroshi Morris Morioka, who's on our staff, I'll tell you what, he's done an amazing job putting tonight together.
He sure has. And by the way, one thing I didn't mention during that interview, Torre.
2-0 pitch on the way is ripped but foul down that right field line off the bat of Calabrese.
For those of you not local, Torre, that's one of the big Toyota manufacturers in neighboring Morgan County. They have provided a lot of jobs to this community, so we are very grateful for what they do, not just for the Trash Pandas, but for North Alabama as a whole.
No doubt about it. 2-1 on Calabrese for Rocket City. They lead it 1-0 on that home run from Errol Vera. And the pitch is a ball. It's 3-1 now on Calabrese. They'll send to the plate 6, 7, and 8. Calabrese, Emerson, and then McCroskey. If anybody reaches, it will be Vera who will come back up. Mason Drew Hackenberg, who walked 2. Trash Pandas could not cash in with those 2 walks in the third after the Vera home run. The pitch is a ball. It's just a little bit outside out the plate. And he's on base again, so Calabrese is aboard. That's the third walk issued now by Hackenberg. And that'll bring in Miles Emerson, the catcher, who was hit by a pitch his last time up. A bit of a scary moment, but he's okay. We've seen Miles Emerson take some shots this year behind the plate and at the plate as a hitter. Hackenberg works out of the stretch. He kicks and fires, and the pitch up and in for a ball. Miles got to be thinking, you got to be kidding me.
Well, I think he wants to pitch him inside. That's just a gut instinct there.
It was an 88-mile-an-hour sinker from Drew. By the way, for Drew Hackenberg, it's D-R-U-E, not D-R-E-W. 1-0 pitch is slowing outside for a ball. I believe the point guard for the Pelicans, Drew Holiday, is also D-R-U-E.
Mm-hmm. It's like true, except
yeah.
Drew.
Emerson coming in, he's hit in 5 of his last 6. That pitch taken just barely out the outside corner of that cutter at 91. 1 for 4 with a walk and 2 strikeouts in the ballgame on Sunday. Next from Hackenberg is inside for a ball. That's ball 4, so 4 walks issued in the last 2 innings by Hackenberg, who got off to a really, really good start. Had 3 strikeouts in the first 2 innings, but now has walked 4. And this has kind of been his bugaboo this year, is falling into situations like this. Let's see if Rocket City can take advantage. You got Matt McCroskey here, who grounded out. And then you have Errol Vera, who took him deep in the last inning. So the bottom of this lineup now could cash in. And I tell you what, this might be a situation where Mac tries to move these runners over.
Especially after what Vera did last time up. He's on deck.
He's been able to lay down some pretty nice bunts. As cheating in at third base is Cade Bunnell. David Fletcher, the second baseman, cheating in towards second base. Might try that wheel play, and they're trying to see if he'll give. Now he does square around. The pitch is slowing outside for a ball. Shockley comes up looking to fire towards second base, but nothing happening. And now here comes Mike Steed, their pitching coach, who maybe is going to buy some time for some activity to get started in their bullpen. I don't see anybody throwing yet, but there is someone stretching out there.
But I'll tell you what, he's walking out there with a little bit more
a purpose.
Yeah, this is the second time in many innings. And here's what's so hard if you're the Columbus manager, Cody Gabella. Obviously, minor league baseball is about development, and Drew Hackenberg is a big prospect, and they need him to develop and get better and better. But here's the deal. You're also wanting to win, and you have a competitive team that's trying to win a division, and right now your starting pitcher just can't get the ball over the plate. You're really stuck here if you're Cody Gabella, and we'll see how much longer they give Hackenberg.
April for Drew, he had that 6.75 ERA, walked 14. Gave up 14 earned runs in 18 2/3 innings. In May, that's when he got shut down for a while with an injury. 5 2/3 innings. That's all he pitched in May, and he walked 4 in that month, 5 earned runs in the month of May. Came back in July, pitched 6 2/3 after coming off the IL. The 1-0 pitch misses way outside for ball 2. And it's 2-0. And if I'm McCroskey, I'm up there to bunt in the situation, but I make him throw a strike here.
And it's not that he's just missing. He's missing by so much.
Yeah.
Some of these pitches haven't been even close.
So 2 on, nobody out here in this bottom of the 4th inning. There is the square around, pulls it back and takes it for a strike. That's a pitch that it's okay to take. That barely caught the inside corner at the knees. Still got a hitter's count now at 2-1. Might not be even the worst thing to start those runners. 2-1 pitch in the dirt low. That's ball 3, 3-1.
Well, you got really good speed at second base, and you're right. If Bunnell is going to be coming in from third, there's no one covering the bag. You got the shortstop, Conley, pretty much holding the runner at second, so that third base bag is wide open if they want to do it.
David Fletcher out there at second base. David Fletcher has a lot of tricks in his bag out there on the infield. 3-1 pitch on the way is bunted, and that one's going to catch Shockley right below the belt. So it'll be a full count now. Shockley will get a second to shake that one off. But you got to be able to get those runners over somehow, some way.
That is no fun.
Nope.
And that's why catchers, you got to be a different breed to be a catcher. Think about being a hockey goalie but doing it 162 times.
Yeah. Better bring your equipment. 3-2 payoff pitch on the way to Mack. Taken low and outside, ball 4, and he's walked the bases loaded now. And here comes Errol Vera, who homered his last time up. So the bases are loaded, nobody out. And a big-time opportunity here for Rocket City to create some separation. They lead it 1-0. And Vera smashed his first Trash Pandas home run in his last at-bat. It was really nice to see, and he got every bit of that pitch. It was a cutter. So the bases are loaded. Hackenberg delivers, and a big swing and a miss for strike 1.
You know, he missed that, but look at his front foot. One thing that Joel Chmilis has been really working with him on is trying to get him to stay on the ball. He's got a natural open stance, so he tends to pull off from time to time, trying to get him to stay on it. That's what he did on the home run ball.
Pitch from Drew is downstairs that time. A second consecutive changeup. You'll see that changeup thrown to a lot of left-handed batters. Hackenberg trying to find his rhythm once again. Also had a couple of pitch clock violations to start a couple of innings, which hasn't helped him either. And 1-1 pitch is a cutter, a swing and a miss that time. A little bit tardy is Vera. And it's a ball and 2 strikes. On deck is David Mershon, the Rocket City leadoff man. But inning started with a walk to that guy was just on your screen, Calabrese. And Emerson and McCroskey also walked. The 1-2 pitch. It's downstairs in the dirt. Trying to get him to chase the slider that time, but he would not oblige, and it's 2-2. Hackenberg has thrown now 72 pitches, so it's not necessarily a pitch count thing, but they do have some activity now in that left field bullpen. Here's a 2-2 from Hackenberg. Breaking ball, popped up back foul and out of play. On top of the roof on that third base side. So we'll do it again. Good at bat here. Seen Vera put together some much better at bats. So he gets the move back up to Double-A earlier this month. The 2-2. It's down and in. A nice save there by Shockley as he had to dive after that baseball. And the left-handed side of that box to save a run. Now it's gone full 3-2. On Vera, Calabrese at third, Emerson at second, McCroskey at first. Nowhere to put him. And this is a big pitch in this ball game coming right now. And it's headed home. Breaking ball, chop foul down that first base line. That was a really nice job to fight off a good pitch, even though it was down out of the strike zone. He got a piece of it.
And that's the problem. It was out of the strike zone. That would have been ball 4. The hard thing is if you're Vera or any hitter, you may be gearing up for something, but right now he's so erratic with his command, you just don't know if it'll be in the zone.
There's the 8th pitch of the at-bat now. Swing and a fly ball hit deep towards right center field. That'll be deep enough to score the run. Underneath and making the catch is Cody Milligan, tagging at third base. And coming in to score is Calabrese. To third goes Emerson, and it's 2-0. And both RBIs belong to Errol Vera, that time on a sacrifice fly. And nice job to put the ball in play on a pretty doggone good slider that was located well.
I don't know what you were thinking coming into this game, Chris. I did not have the 9th place hitter with the first 2 RBI of the game, but that's exactly what's happened. And Rocket City playing very good fundamental baseball through the first game and a half of this series, really being a thorn in Columbus's side.
Taking advantage of the 4 walks here as well. Didn't take advantage of the 2 in the third, but take advantage of 1 of the 3 here. Pitch by Hackenberg, misses high. Runner goes from first base. Throw to second is in time. That's a massive out number 2. As Matt McCroskey, the back runner, the trail runner, is thrown out. That's 2-6 to second base. And Shockley's got a good arm.
Yeah, and I'm a little surprised by that just because he's struggling with his command. You can pretty much have him on the ropes. You got a good hitter staying behind Mershon. Obviously, if he steals it, it looks great. But hindsight, I'm not sure about that one.
1-0 pitch. It's down and in for a ball. You kind of bail him out a little bit.
Yeah.
Now he's an out away from escaping this inning with only 1 run allowed, which would be a fantastic scenario for Columbus and for Drew.
Now, if he's safe, you got 2 in scoring position, and a hit means 2 runs. But
hindsight. 2-0 pitch sails high. And that's ball 3. This might be the last batter he faces if he walks Mershon. You got Ben Goebel, who's been swinging a hot bat on deck. He's already been on base twice. And I'll be surprised if Mershon swings the bat right here. 3-0 pitch on the way. That one's in there for a strike on the inside corner. Good take, though. And it's 3-1. Long inning here for Drew Hackenberg. And some long at-bats, 5, 4, 6, 8. There's a swing and a miss. And the count goes full now. 3-2 on Mershon. Another full count. So 14, 18, 23, 25. And now 5. So this is pitch number 31 in this inning for Hackenberg.
And 82 for the game. Again, his season high is 88. So this would have to be the end of the line, I think. Maybe they give him 1 more hitter if Mershon gets on.
Runner at third base and a 3-2 pitch headed home from Hackenberg. Swing and a round ball pulled down the line. It's a fair ball, scooped up down the line by Compton, and he'll run it to the bag and get Mershon for the 3rd out. So a nice play down that first base line by Compton, and that retires the side of the Rocket City leads it 2-0 on this just crazy good weather Wednesday, as the first pitch to Cal Conley's in there for a strike from Walber Urania, who goes back to work. 2-0 is your score. Current temperature here in Madison, Alabama on August the 27th is 71 degrees. It's room temperature on this Wednesday night. Crazy. 1-1 on Conley now. Shortstop, the switch hitter, bats on the left side. He swings and lines one, but right to the second baseman out there for Rocket City. That's David Mershon. He puts the glove up, makes the catch, and that is out number one. It's Conley, Shockley, and then Kilpatrick Jr., the 7, 8, 9 batters for Columbus. It's a Columbus team that came in with a ton of momentum. They had won 4 consecutive games. First pitch to Shockley, hit out the end of the bat. Another ground ball. This one towards short. McCroskey up with it, and that's out number 2. Quickly 2 up and 2 down for Urania. And he is putting together another great start. This Rocket City pitching staff over the last 7 games has been the second best in all of AA baseball. Over the last 7 games, a 2.34 earned run average. 57 2/3 innings. This would be a quick inning if the ball stays in the ballpark. That one's going to go back into the track, and that's going to get out of here. A home run off the bat of Kevin Kilpatrick Jr. That ball just carried down the right field line, and the Clingstones are on the board for the first time in the series, as it's now 2-1. Wow. That ball off the bat, didn't think it had a chance. Looked like a routine fly ball, but it got towards the rock porch down that right field line. And Columbus has their first run of the series. Really no breeze, but the ball just carried well down that line, and Colas watched it sail. The ball traveled just, according to our track data, 322 feet, but it still left the ballpark. So 2-1 your score now, as Clohissy takes a pitch for a strike. And the next in the dirt low, it's a ball and a strike now on their leadoff hitter, who's 0 for 2. Urania, the 6-foot, 210-pound right-hander from Mayo, Dominican Republic. Youngest player on the roster now at 21, as ground ball hit towards second base. Another ground ball out, and that will retire the side. But how about this? Both ninth-place hitters have home runs. Kilpatrick Jr. hits one, and, of course, Errol Vera has one. Rocket City has a 2-1 lead as we start the bottom half of inning number 5. And it'll be the 2, 3, and 4 batters due up. It'll be Goebel, followed by Colas and Nicholson, as the Trash Pandas have a 1-run advantage. First pitch is a ball, and it's 1-0. So Drew Hackenberg turns it over to reliever Amos Willingham. He'll take over for Columbus after 4 innings from Hackenberg. That pitch, fouled off the mask of our home plate umpire, Trevor Patience. Wow, that was a direct hit to the face mask, and he is down on a knee behind home plate on the grass. And quickly there was Columbus catcher Dylan Shockley to check on him, and now here comes on the Rocket City side Dan Turner to check on him as well. Or excuse me, that's Dylan Colwell to check on him. Those umpires, man, they don't have a glove. That gear they wear is not necessarily the most absorbent. And try to get him some water. Let him shake that one off. Not an easy thing. You could tell at first he sort of just reacted like nothing necessarily happened, and it hit him. And he sort of stumbled back a little bit, then got down on that knee behind the dirt on that grass behind home plate. Dylan Colwell, the great athletic trainer for Rocket City, looking up at the very tall Trevor Patience. Jack Wasson, the third base umpire, and crew chief, standing there beside him as well. And certain situations you see them try and he's going to exit this ball game. So our home plate umpire gets a direct shot to his face mask, and you can tell that thing got a lot of his face as well, and his jaw, kind of shaking that as he comes out the field. And he's going to probably exit, or at least if he stays in the clubhouse, we'll have a 2-man crew. And it looks like Davion Fry was going down to put on the gear, and so we'll have a switching of umpires behind home plate. That's something that I don't think we've seen this year necessarily, but it happens quite a bit. And they'll give Amos Willingham time here to rest and then get warmed back up as well, as the pitching coach there for Columbus is right there with him, Mike Steed, to talk about this situation here. So while we have a chance here, we'll take a quick timeout, and we'll have a new umpire behind home plate, Davion Fry, when we come back. Right now it's 2-1, Rocket City on top of Columbus. This is Trash Pandas Baseball on the Trash Pandas Broadcast Network and Valley Live. We're back here at Toyota Field in Madison, Alabama. Fans enjoying an extra fan cam here as we are waiting for, right now, Davion Fry, who went down below to change into his home plate umpire gear. And while we have a quick second, let's pause 10 seconds for station identification. This is Trash Pandas Baseball on the Trash Pandas Broadcast Network in Valley Live. Chris Harris, Josh Carey with you. Jeffrey Scarborough back producing tonight's ball game. And Amos Willingham, by the way, the new pitcher. A few tosses. Give you the final line on their starting pitcher, Drew Hackenberg. He went 4 innings, allowed 2 runs on 2 hits, walked 5, and struck out 4 through 82 pitches. 41 were for strikes. And now Amos Willingham takes over for Columbus. He celebrated a birthday recently, on the 21st. He's now 26 years old, a native of Rome, Georgia.
Yeah.
Picked up off waivers from Washington back in January, a former 17th round pick of the Washington Nationals. Quickly, his line on the season, Willingham making his 21st appearance. 1-1, a 5.45 ERA, 34 2/3 innings pitched, 21 earned runs. He's walked 11, struck out 41, but Trevor Patience took a shot off the mask, and those guys don't have a glove to protect themselves, and that was a tough one.
Yeah, and something to keep in mind as we move forward here, they're now going with a 2-man crew, and you've never done A-ball, have you?
Well, I've done a lot of high school ball,
okay,
and,
high school
ball. with 2 umpires for sure.
So just about all these guys came up through A-ball where they
Sure.
only have 2-man crews. It is really hard to cover the entire field. So if
Sure.
we have a close play or something like that, it'll be interesting to see how the umpires handle it.
Sure. You're down that first base line until someone gets on base, and basically you're just out there in the middle of the infield.
And you're guessing in some cases.
You don't have as good of a look, but right now Davion Fry is putting on his equipment. I see down there directing traffic.
And also here, if you're Walberry Urania, it's a cool night. You're now getting a nice long breather. It'll be interesting to see how he responds when he comes back for the 6th inning.
I saw Luke Miner down there, our great clubhouse manager on the visiting side, and takes care of those umpires. He's helping those guys out as well. Right now you got Jack Wasson out there just chatting it up with Shockley, the catcher for Columbus here, as Amos Willingham, he's only thrown a couple of pitches, a ball, and then that pitch that was fouled back, and so he's still just kind of wandering around out there on the grass behind the mound. It's 2-1. That's your score. I'll give you the recap of how we got here real quick. As first 2 innings were scoreless, and then in the third, Errol Vera led off that bottom of the 3rd inning with a solo home run down the right field line. The Trash Pandas got 2 more base runners in the inning.
season.
Well, Wash, of course, means a lot to a lot of organizations. Of course, Atlanta Braves fans absolutely adore Ron Washington, and just a tremendous ambassador to the game. But, yeah, you're exactly right. Ben Goebel is heading back towards home plate as Davion Fry has his gear on. And so he'll be behind home plate now. Jack Wasson, the crew chief, will be currently at first base, but he's basically now the field umpire. It's like, as you said, A-ball or any high school game you watch. 1-1 pitch on the way to Goebel, and it's popped up on the first base side, drifting into shallow right and into foul territory is Drew Compton, and he just makes the catch in foul territory. And that is out number 1. So Goebel is retired.
Now, one of the reasons I bring this up, I remember from my A-ball days, and it's not just because it's a two-man crew. You also have younger umpires who are still learning their craft, but you will see some wild things happen on the field with two-man crews. I'll give you an example in just a moment here.
Here's Oscar Colas as Willingham gets his first out. The first to Colas is a chopper hit to the first baseman. Busy inning for Compton as he steps on the bag. And quickly 2 away.
So Rome is playing Kannapolis. This was 07. We had a guy named Carlos Silva on the team. He hits a long fly ball into left center field, dunks down for a hit. In the gap, center fielder cuts it off with a backhand. Wheels, fires it back in. Silva gets all the way around to second for a double. No big deal, right? 2 outs in the inning, 2-out double, great. I look down at my scorebook. I scored. I look up. Everyone's jogging off the field.
Pitches low, a ball to Ryan Nicholson.
Apparently, the field umpire, when he went out there to chase the fly ball, he didn't see the ball hit. He lost track of the ball. He just saw the ball land in the fielder's glove.
Wow.
Called him out.
Wow.
No one in the crowd had any idea what happened.
2-0 on Nicholson. You know, it's kind of like in football, the officiating crew, they have their zones that they're watching, and they have those mechanics that they follow. Pitch is down and in for a ball. It's 3-0. And your zones that you cover. Of course, it now puts the inference more on your home plate umpire to cover the first and third base lines, especially when there's a runner on base. That pitch is inside to Nicholson on 3-0, and he walks him on 4 straight. So a 2-out walk is issued by Willingham. And that'll bring in Corey Holland now. That's the 6th walk issued tonight by Columbus pitchers. And Holland 0 for 2 against Hackenberg, a couple of strikeouts. Willingham faced us back on August the 9th, and we touched him up for 3 runs, 2 earned on 3 hits, an inning and a third. Struck out 3 and walked 2. In that ball game, over his last 5 outings, he's given up 6 earned runs in 8 2/3 innings, so he's struggled a bit recently. As Holland takes strike 1, right-handed batter against the right-handed pitcher. The 0-1 in the dirt low, and a nice stab by catcher Dylan Shockley to save a wild pitch. 1-1 to Corey. Corey's really swinging a hot bat right now. He's hit in 5 consecutive games, and he's hitting .421 over those 5 games. He's got 3 home runs. Of course, that multi-home run game in the last homestand, which both he and Oscar Colas had a 2-homer game on the same night. Check on that runner at first base, and nothing happening with Nicholson. Just past 8 o'clock here in Madison, Alabama. Our temperature is room temperature, 70 degrees. The 1-1. Fastball that time catches the outside corner. Cut fastball at 91. Tomorrow's going to be a big night. Make sure you make your plans to come on out here. Get out here early as well for all the festivities. I know our on-field festivities for the Huntsville Stars reunion is at 6 o'clock. Pitch upstairs for a ball. Well, there's going to be some special messages as well from different people that have ties with the Huntsville Stars, as well as, of course, Jose and Ozzie Canseco, headliners. They'll be here. Here's Here's a 2-2 pitch. Ground ball. Hit sharply, but right to the third baseman. Bunnell goes to second. The short way for the force out. And that will retire the side. 5-4 on the put out at second base. No runs, no hits. One left on base. And after 5 complete here at Toyota Field, Rocket City has a 2-1 lead over Columbus. This is Trash Pandas Baseball on the Trash Pandas Broadcast Network in Valley Live. Another successful T-shirt launch between innings there.
Did you really ask them to shoot it up here?
I didn't ask them. Here's Walbear Urania. First pitch in there for a strike, a slider.
I'll have you know, one did land in this booth a few years ago. It hurt.
A T-shirt?
I didn't expect it to come up here. Well, it's rolled up in a ball, and it hurts.
Josh Carey, afraid of a T-shirt.
Yes. It's not a T-shirt. It's a balled-up T-shirt. Those things hurt.
Ethan Workinger, 0-2 the count on him. 2-1 Rocket City as we begin this top half of the 6th inning. Urania has done a great job. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Breaking ball, swing and a miss. Whew. That was a nasty curveball. Good morning, good afternoon, and good night. And that's strikeout now number 3 for number 4 for Urania. Must have missed one. Oh, there it is. I said 3 twice on my card here. Makes sense. 1, 2, 3, 4. Shouldn't be hard to count.
Math
was difficult.
Kindergarten.
Yep. Compton, left-handed batter, stands in. First pitch is an off-speed delivery. Again, that curveball.
What was your favorite subject?
PE.
Yeah. Recess.
Recess and PE. I love those days where they just toss the basketballs out there and, pick up games. 1-0 pitch on the way to Compton. Ground ball. Hit out the end of the bat towards third. Easy play for Arrow Vera. Stretches the throw and quickly 2 down. I was a huge fan of recess. Mm-hmm. And PE was the basketball coach. So usually it was just basketball. Did you have to do like the physical fitness, the presidential fitness test, where you had to do so many pull-ups and
no, we didn't
sit-ups?
do that. I went to private schools. We didn't do that.
Oh, man. You missed out.
But I did have to do a swim test when I went to summer camp one year.
How'd that go?
I'm here, aren't I?
No balls. Was it similar to the Coast Guard, the divers test?
If you mean swim from one end of the pool to the other and get out, I guess so.
0-2 on Cade Bunnell. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Fastball sails high. Trying to get a chase. Only 67 pitches thrown so far by Urania. So he is cruising along and in great shape with that pitch count. Here's a swinging a ball roped into left field. That's a line drive base hit off the bat of Bunnell. He's hit the ball hard a few times now. Hit that ball deep to left at the track back in the second. He walked in the fourth. Now he has a base hit here in the sixth. A veteran guy who's got some pop. And that's Cade Bunnell, and he's aboard with a 2-out base hit. So it's back-to-back innings. Which Urania got the first 2 outs and then gives up a hit.
And that was a nice piece of hitting. Good pitch by Urena. A slider low in the zone, but he went down there, got in, and just looped it into left.
Here's Cody Milligan now. First pitch to the kid from Oklahoma. Cody Milligan. Banger.
Banger.
Oklahoma.
Home of Cody, but
well, yeah.
Who else?
There's a 1-0 pitch on the way. It's Johnny. No. Shoot.
You're close.
1-0 pitch downstairs for a ball. Johnny Bench?
Yes.
Yeah.
Arguably the greatest catcher of all time.
I would agree with that. I think Yvonne Pudge Rodriguez ranks up there too.
Pudge would be, and Buster Posey.
Yep. 2 balls, no strikes on Milligan. Pitch on the way is swung on, grounded it towards the left side, ranging over to get it. I thought he was going to run towards second base and try to tag the bag. Errol Vera ends up on the right side of the infield and throws out Milligan for out number 3. And we will head now to the bottom of the 6th inning. So in the inning, no runs, 1 hit. On we go to the bottom half of inning number 6 at Toyota Field. Rocket City on top 2-1 as back to work goes Amos Willingham for Columbus. It'll be Calabrese, Emerson, and McCroskey. And the first pitch is hit foul at the plate by Calabrese, who has grounded out and walked so far. Also scored back in that 4th inning on the sacrifice fly. Well, don't forget this weekend, we've got back-to-back fireworks shows. Not only fireworks on Friday, but Saturday as well. So make your plans to come on out to Toyota Field. This is the second-to-last homestand. So you only have now, starting tomorrow, 10 more opportunities in 2025 to come out and watch the Trash Pandas. 0-2 the count on Calabrese. Lays off the off-speed pitch outside. It's 1-2. There's the Stars throwback night tomorrow night wearing those Huntsville Stars jerseys. Was talking earlier about Columbus has a guy who actually faced off and pitched at Joe Davis Stadium against the Stars, and that's Brian Moran.
That's right.
Left-handed pitcher who just got his 1,000th strikeout in minor league baseball.
And for those Braves fans who are watching this game, a former Atlanta Brave is one of the final remaining Huntsville Stars still in professional baseball, a fellow named Orlando Arcia.
Yep. Fastball up, a swing and a miss. And down on strikes goes Calabrese. That's the first strikeout for Willingham. And that'll bring in Miles Emerson, the catcher.
See, the final year for Joe Davis was 2014, right?
Well, technically, and then in 2015, the Biloxi Shuckers on that infamous 54-game road trip, we played 15 games at Joe Davis Stadium. Here's a ground ball bounce towards second. Easy play for David Fletcher. And he throws out Emerson for out number 2. 2 away now for Matt McCroskey. Those 15 games, that was when we were playing 5-game series in the Southern League. It was a 5-game series against Jacksonville, a 5-game series against Mobile. Now, Biloxi and Mobile are separated by 60 miles.
Yeah.
And they played for the first time in Huntsville, Alabama.
It's kind of like the NCAA tournament in this regard.
Here's McCroskey, a big swing and a miss. Funny story about that whole deal. And
well, what I was saying, though, is it's like Auburn playing Alabama State in Oklahoma City.
Right.
I mean,
right.
What are we doing?
It was a very interesting year, for sure. Here's a fly ball out towards deep left center field. And going back and making that catch out there is Kilpatrick, and that's the third out. So 1, 2, 3 go the Trash Pandas. In the bottom of the 6th inning, we're off to the 7th inning. And another pitcher's duel here at Toyota Field. Rocket City on top 2-1. This is Trash Pandas. Top of the 7th inning from Toyota Field. Rocket City on top of Columbus. Game 2 of the 6-game series. It is 2-1 as Alberto Reina, he goes back here in this 7th inning and delivers a first pitch strike to David Fletcher. Got another story about David. As Arania delivers an X, and this one's fouled straight back.
You need
0-2.
You need to write a book with him.
We could. We had some interesting moments together. That last year in Mississippi, man, between me and David and Cody Milligan and a few others, we could write a book. 0-2 pitch. Liner foul down that right field line. But David, of course, playing for the Angels and playing second base, and talked about how smart of a guy he is and how he plays defensively. There was an instance, I think Cody Bellinger was at first base. Freddie Freeman was at the plate. As there's a called third strike, and Fletcher's down on strikes for the second time. But a sold-out Dodger Stadium, Freeman had hit a pop-up on the infield towards second base. And David let it drop. Runner at first base, nobody out.
Yep.
Dodger Stadium just goes absolutely nuts. And he gets the force out at second base just to trade the fact you had a slower base runner.
Yeah. I'm surprised more guys don't do that, to be honest.
Yeah. One of those things are, why would you do that? That's why.
You know, you were talking about, though, the Huntsville Stars game we're going to have tomorrow night.
Yeah.
Orlando Arcia, one of the few remaining former stars still playing professional baseball. It speaks to another point, though, and that is we forget when you look at a Double-A team and how good you have to be to play Double-A, and yet so few, even from Double-A, are going to play in the majors for a significant amount of time.
There's a swing of the ball looped down the third base line and just foul.
And again, that's one of those where having a two-man crew can be really difficult because the home plate umpire there, Davion Fry, he has to jump out from behind home plate and make a call on that ball. That one was close, and it's 2-1. But look at the 2022 Trash Pandas. They won both halves of their regular season, went to the playoffs, one of the best records in all of minor league baseball. You know how many guys are playing Major League Baseball on a consistent basis from that team?
2.
That would be Neto and Ohapi.
Wow.
And that's it.
How about that?
And then you also have Ben Joyce. He's been banged up, of course. And you had several other guys who got a cup of coffee, especially Aaron Whitefield, Trey Cabbage. A few other guys did as well, Colton Ingram.
Wow.
But only 2 guys have been able to stick, if you will. That's how hard it is to make it.
2 balls and 2 strikes. The 2-2. Fastball, he tried to gear up on that one. That fastball, 99 miles an hour from Urania. And it's high for ball 3, so a full count, 3-2. On the switch hitting, Cal Conley, former Texas Tech Red Raider. 3-2 payout pitch on the way. That one is, oh wow, just on the inside corner, but called ball 4. And boy, Urania's not happy he didn't get that call, and he has a beef. According to our pitch tracks here, that was a strike. If they had the challenge rule, that one would be challenged and would be a successful challenge for Rocket City. But we don't have that in Double-A yet. So Conley aboard with a walk. That's the 3rd walk issued by Walbert as he starts off Dylan Shockley, the catcher, with a ball in. He has struck out 5 and now walked 3.
He's only had 82 pitches as well.
Yeah. He gets 6 last night from Ferris. As that pitch tapped foul in the box off of Shockley. Went back to the fastball at 97.
And how refreshing is that? There was a couple weeks ago against Knoxville, they were going bullpen for 4 straight games because either it was designed that way or your starter couldn't go very deep in the contest. This is very refreshing.
Well, you're looking at, coming in the last 7 games, a 2.34 ERA as a staff. Here's a bouncing ball back to Urania. Fields it, goes to second for 1, over to first to double play. And how pumped up is Urania? He walks a batter, but it's erased on the pitcher's best friend that he starts 1-6-3. On we go to the bottom of the 7th inning. Rocket City maintaining that 2-1 lead. And how about Urania? 7 innings of 1-run base. Seventh inning stretch here at Toyota Field in Rocket City, maintaining their 2-1 lead. Is back to the bullpen will go Columbus as L.J. McDonough is the new pitcher, as he'll take over after 2 innings scoreless from Amos Willingham. No runs, no hits, 1 walk, and 1 strikeout. For McDonough, his 21st appearance, 2-2, a .333 earned run average, 27 innings of work. And McDonough's walked 13. He struck out 26. Opponents are batting .282 against him. He hails from Norman, Oklahoma. 25-year-old right-hander, 6'4", 200 pounds. He'll be facing off against Errol Vera. 9-1-2. Vera has both of Rocket City's RBIs. The pitch is bunted foul back into the seats behind home plate.
Of course, home of the Oklahoma Sooners.
Boomer.
Sooner. Or Sooner Boomer.
They still do that wagon when they
should.
Pitch bounce foul. I just remember that video of the wagon
tipping over. Yeah. Wonder if he and Roman Falsonker have exchanged words this week. A Sooner and a Cowboy from Stillwater.
Maybe some glares. 0-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. And down on strikes goes Vera. That was a 86-mile-an-hour cutter. Really a unorthodox delivery from McDonough as he picks up that strikeout, his first, and now back to the top of the lineup and David Mershon.
Now, of course, we say that. He grew up in Norman, but he pitched at Florida Gulf Coast.
Yep.
Which was the basketball school that reached the Sweet 16 12-ish years ago. They knocked off Georgetown. Slam Dunk U, I think they were called.
Yep. Dunk U.
Or Dunk U.
Dunk City.
Dunk City.
Dunk City. I got their head coach a job with USC, I believe. Can't think of his name. Time called as Mershon steps out of the box here. No balls and a strike on David, who is 0 for 3 so far tonight. 2-1 Rocket City. Not a whole lot of offense so far, which not necessarily a surprise. These two teams have some great pitching, and not that they have some good pitching, but they're hot right now. Consistently all year, both teams have had some struggles, obviously, on the mound, but right now both teams' pitching is really hot. 1-1 pitch is just above the zone, and point to that is they're the top 2 ERAs in all of AA baseball in the last 8 days.
Well, remember, this was the Rocket City staff that shut out Knoxville in back-to-back games just 2 weeks ago.
2-1 pitch in there for a strike, and it's 2-2 now.
And then later in the series, couldn't buy an out.
Right.
So. By the way, Andy Enfield is who we're talking about.
Andy Enfield. Tell you what, you're at a mid-major, you make an NCAA tournament run and just cash that paycheck. 2-2 pitch. That sharp cutter misses down and in that time. It's 3-2.
Well, if you do it there nowadays, you got to think with all those millionaires living in South Florida, they could probably put a lot of dinero into those programs, especially the ones that don't have football.
Right. Pitch down and in. That's ball 4. So a walk is issued to Mershon. It's going to be the 7th walk by Columbus pitchers. Of those 7 walks, only 1 have scored, so only 1 has come back to bite them, but it also runs the pitch count out of Hackenberg. Around the Southern League, keeping an eye on that scoreboard, especially in that South Division. It's a tight race. Well, that whole division separated by just 4 games. Pitch inside, a ball to Ben Goebel. Has been on base twice, a single, a walk, and a pop-out. Montgomery has a 1-0 lead over Biloxi. They entered play today with a 1.5-game lead over Pensacola. They're in the top of the 8th inning. There's a 1-0 pitch on the way to Ben. Swinging a hard-hit ground ball, but right to the shortstop, who knocks it down but has no play. Cal Conley, that ball was smoked. 107 off the bat. And Conley could not handle it. And they'll have runners at first and second base.
We'll wait to see how they score it. It was hit hard, but it was also right at him, and if he fields it, it's a double play.
I really thought off the bat, of course he hit it hard, but I thought it was potentially going to be a double play, like you said. We'll wait on that. So here's Oscar Colas, nonetheless, 2 on and 1 out. Other scores, 2-1 Knoxville over Birmingham. Of course, Birmingham's almost sewed up the North Division.
By the way, you mentioned they're a game and a half in front of Pensacola. Montgomery, they're 2 ahead of Columbus.
Right. Pitch is low, a ball there to Colas. Pensacola having their way with Chattanooga. It's 15-3. Pensacola on top of Chattanooga. They put up an 11 spot in the bottom of the fourth, Josh. An 11 spot.
Oh, they won that game, didn't they?
Yeah, final 15-3.
I think they have a doubleheader today.
Here's a 1-0 pitch on the way to Colas. And he takes it just off the outside corner. Didn't miss by much.
By the way, they scored Goebel's ball hit.
I really think that's the right call. You don't see Cal Conley get crossed up like that very often. Ball's hit 107. It's got some wicked spin, too. Here's a 2-0 pitch now. Swing and a miss. Oscar was aiming for Decatur with that swing.
Now, Rocket City scores this inning. We might have a discussion after the ball game.
Well,
about it.
for sure. No doubt about it. 2-1 pitch now. Sails high and away, and that's ball 3. So 3-1 on Colas. Love to have some much-needed insurance. Just up by a run. So, yeah, you got Pensacola a game and a half back. Columbus 2 games back. Biloxi 4 games back. Entering play tonight. 3-1 pitch. Swing and a miss. Another big hack there by Oscar. Over that 92-mile-an-hour fastball. So the runners will be off. From first base will be Goebel, and from second base, Mershon. We'll see one of those 2-strike approach bloop base hits. He had one of those in Columbus. Proved to be a big hit.
Oh, yeah, it broke up a perfect game.
That was the game, yeah, against Landon Harper. 3-2 payoff pitch. Swing and a miss. And Colas down on strikes. Stranding 2 on base. Are now just 2 outs now. So that's a big out number 2. That'll bring in Ryan Nicholson. Apologies. There was 1 out. Now 2 outs, and here comes Ryan Nicholson.
By the way, no one throwing in the Rocket City bullpen. Looks like they'll send Urena back out for the 8th.
Strikeout number 2 for McDonough. First pitch, a ball to Nicholson. Nicholson has walked twice and struck out. He's been on base now at 11 of his last 13. Another RBI. This is a nice sweet swing from that left side. The 1-0. Down and in for a ball. Snap throw down to second base by Shockley. And getting the hand back in time was Mershon. That was a really nice throw from Shockley.
You can see why they signed him. That arm is just killer.
2-0 on Ryan Nicholson. He's sitting on 3 home runs, 8 RBIs. Check on that runner, the 2-0 now. Swung on and hit well out towards deep left center field, but going back, reaching up and making the catch is Kilpatrick. I think he misjudged it momentarily, but his speed was able to make up for it, and he makes that catch for the 3rd out. So another opportunity for Rocket City goes away as they strand 2. No runs, 1 hit, 2 left. We've played 7, still 2-1. Trash Pandas are on top of Columbus, as this is Trash Pandas Baseball on the Pandas Broadcast Network and Valley Live. We go to the top of the 8th inning. Rocket City with a 2-1 lead over Columbus, and back to work goes Bear Arena as well as Josh Carey.
Thank you, Chris. First pitch by Urena is down and away. It's 1-0. Walbear 1 out away from setting a new season high for most innings pitched in a game. He's gone 7. That's happened to Rocket City 10 times this season as the next pitch is rolled foul off the third base dugout railing. It's 1-1. That's been by several pitchers. Sam Aldeguerri, Mitch Ferris have both done that. Joel Hurtado has done that at least once, and as has Urena, who will come back set. Next pitch. Swing and a miss. Threw a beautiful slider down and away. It will go 2-1-2. Kilpatrick, got to be careful here. Hit a solo home run his last time up. He's accounted for the only offense of the series for Columbus. Righty on righty. Urena. Long wait. 2 on the pitch clock. Now he delivers. And that one misses down and in. That was a slider as the count will even at 2 balls and 2 strikes.
That's brilliant, though. I mean, talk about the pitch clock speeding up the game, but you can use it to as your advantage in that type of situation, too.
Get the hitter to wait. Here's the 2-2. High and tight. Now it's 3-2, and as he falls behind 3-2, there is a right-hander throwing in the Rocket City bullpen. Remember, Sammy Natera Jr. was promoted to Salt Lake yesterday, and Camden Manassi pitched last night as well. Here's the payoff pitch. Swung, hit foul at home plate. It will stay at 3 balls and 2 strikes. I believe that's Luke Murphy. And yeah, it is Luke throwing in the bullpen. So again, you like Urena to get through this 8th inning. We'll see how far they let him go. He's at 89 pitches. His season high is 96. He'll set again. The 3-2. High and tight ball 4. He let him off the hook. Kilpatrick will walk, and that'll be the 3rd walk of the game for Urena. 4th walk, I beg your pardon. So now the tying run on base, and Kilpatrick can run. And let's see what Andy Shansley does as we begin our 4th time through the order. Here's Patrick Clohizzi, 0 of 3, a fly out to left, a strikeout swinging, and a ground out to second. Here's the set by Urena. Runner will go, pitch, outside, throw from the knees, on a bounce, not in time as it short hop McCroskey, even if he does field it. I think Kilpatrick gets in there. So he was off from the get-go. Stolen base for Kilpatrick, and that puts the tying run at second, the count 1-0. And for Kilpatrick, that will be his 20th stolen base of the year in 30 opportunities. Check that, 20th stolen base in 29 opportunities. So right on left, pinch in at the corners, he squares the bunt, lays it down. Or actually, no, it bounced foul. From up here, I thought it was going to roll fair, but no, it bounced and went foul about 3 feet up the first base line as it evens at a ball and a strike. Clohizzi has flied to left, struck out swinging, and grounded to second. 2-1 Trash Pandas, but right now that lead is very precarious. A runner at second with no one out as Luke Murphy continues to throw in the bullpen.
That ball actually hit off his foot.
That's why it was called dead immediately. Urena goes to the belt. Here's the 1-1. He's swinging, and he takes the fastball low. It goes to 1-1, and I don't mind that either. You got a good hitter, a smart hitter, a left-handed hitter at the plate. If he puts one in play and pulls it to the right side, it works just like a bunt. Let's see if they keep it on. The set again, Urena, 1-1. Fastball, that missed away. And it's at 2 balls and a strike.
It's turned into kind of like an extra inning situation. A runner at second base, nobody out. How do you play it?
They play him straight away in the outfield, shaded up the middle. Holding the runner at second is the shortstop, McCroskey. 3-1. Fastball hit foul. That'll trickle over by the Rocket City first base dugout. So once again, here we are. The count runs full to 3 balls and 2 strikes. Urena has been brilliant tonight. He has struck out 5 for the ball game as he'll look back in. Payoff pitch. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. He went sinker again, that time at 90. Clohizzi out in front. He strikes out for the second time tonight. Strikeout number 6 for Urena. Out number 1 in the 8th inning. The runner does not move up. Now you go righty on righty here with Workinger, who's 0 of 3. 2 strikeouts, both swinging, and a bounce out to short. This is right on right. Urena checks second. High leg kick and the pitch. Here's a slider down and away. 1 ball and no strikes. So Andy Shadsley going to ride his workhorse here, at least for another hitter. Workinger now 2 of 7 for the series. A lot of room on the right side, playing up the middle. Mershon, the pitch. He held up on the swing. That was another slider down and away. And now Urena down in the count 2-0. You got Drew Compton waiting on deck. Workinger, a lot of people forget this. He's got 16 homers on the year. Yeah, he's a slugger, only hitting .219, but he can really run as well. From the belt, 2-0. Swung and popped up. Foul territory, left side. Vera gives a look. It's out of play as it lands about 10 rows behind the third base dugout. And boy, 2-0. He threw him a high and tight fastball, and it was probably just as well it was off the plate. If he keeps it in the zone, that could have been trouble. So 2-1. But Workinger 10 of 15 in the stolen base department. If he hits one on the ground, you got to be quick to first. The right-handed hitter ready to go. Playing off the line at first, Nicholson. The pitch. Down and away. Missed with the slider. So his third straight hitter, he's gone to a 3-ball count to. Ready again. Leading away at second is Kilpatrick. 3-1. Swing and a miss again. Went back to the sinker. Right now that's his best pitch. He threw that one at 98. It was well inside, but he's still got Workinger to chase. And a payoff pitch is due to the right-handed hitter.
Such a great development moment for him. 102 pitch count, still hitting 98.
Next offering. Just missed inside. Ball 4. It was close, but it was off the plate. High and tight. Second walk of the inning. 5th of the game by Urena. And let's see what Andy Shadsley does. You got 2 on with 1 out, and here comes Andy. That's going to do it for Urena, who pitched a beauty. He goes the longest of any Trash Panda starter this season with 7 1/3, but he's going to depart with the game in peril. 2-1, Rocket City with the lead. 2 men on, 1 out. Luke Murphy coming in. We'll tell you about it in just a moment. This is Trash Panda Baseball on the Trash Panda Broadcast Network and Valley Live. Appearance all in relief, no saves, 9 2/3 innings, 9 hits, 5 runs, all earned. He has allowed a homer, he's hit a batter, he's walked 4, but also struck out 13. Opponents hitting .237 against him. Righty on lefty against Compton, who's 0 of 3 with 3 groundouts. Murphy checks second, first pitch. Looping curveball is hit foul, or actually that was a hanging slider, and he got away with it. It's 0-1. Compton has rolled to the pitcher, to second, and to third. Again, Murphy spent the majority of the season at AAA Salt Lake, back here at Rocket City to presumably finish the campaign. Righty on lefty. Check of second. Murphy, 0-1. Fastball launched foul off to the left. Late on the swing was Compton. So it's quickly 0-2 as Murphy is ahead in the count. Luke pitched 3 times last week against Birmingham when it combined 2 2/3 innings. He allowed a hit, 1 run, it was earned. He struck out 2 and walked 2 more. The one run he allowed was a walk-off against Birmingham last Tuesday. 0-2. Missing high and away with a fastball. 1 ball and 2 strikes, but he did get a no decision in the Saturday game and then got a hold on Sunday against the Barons. 1-2 on Compton. Playing up the middle, the shortstop McCroskey. A lot of room to the left side. Luke from the letters. 1-2. Swung, rocketed foul, again off to the left. He's trying to go to that off field with all that room. It stays at a ball and 2 strikes with McCroskey holding Kilpatrick at second base. If he rolls it to where shortstop usually is, Compton might be able to tie the game. They're playing straight away and deep in the outfield. Playing behind the runner at first is Nicholson. Murphy from the letters. Here's the 1-2. Miss low. Good pitch, though. That was a slider down and in. Wanted to see if maybe Compton would chase. It's even at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Rocket City trying to play spoiler. Columbus fighting for their playoff lives. 2-2. Here it is. Swung, bounce, foul past third. He just can't finish him off, as it will stay at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Compton, we've already seen him several times this season out of Summit, New Jersey. Non-drafted free agent in 2023. Played at Georgia Tech, so another local product that the Braves picked up on. The left-handed hitter ready to go. The look in by the righty Murphy. 2-2. Did he go on the check swing? Yes, he did. Unable to hold up that time was Compton. And making the call from the middle of the diamond is field umpire Jack Wasson. Again, the home plate umpire, Trevor Patience, had to leave the game due to injury. And I'm just wondering, would that have maybe been a different call if it had been made by someone down the line? We'll never know. Strikeout number 1 for Murphy. Strikeout number 7 for Rocket City pitching. 2 out, 2 on. Here's Cade Bunnell, who has singled, walked, and flied to left. Right against left, and time called this time by Miles Emerson. This inning started with a walk to Kevin Kilpatrick Jr. He stole second. Patrick Clohizzi then struck out swinging. Ethan Workinger walked. Urena was lifted from the game, and Compton just struck out. The first pitch is a fastball high and away. It's 1-0. Looking in the Columbus bullpen, they do have a right-hander throwing. Murphy kicking at the rubber. Former Vanderbilt Commodore won a national championship with the Doors back in 2021. He'll set. Here's the 1-0. Did he go? Doesn't matter. It's called a strike. It just clipped the outside corner. A 4-seam fastball at 94. It will go to 1-1 on Bunnell. Again, he's had a rough year, but he is a veteran hitter. This is a tough guy to face in this type of situation. The set again, 1-1. Fastball going to miss high. 2 balls and a strike on Bunnell. A 40th round selection by the Braves. That was back in 2019 when the draft was 40 rounds. Played at Indiana. The look back in. Here's the 2-1. Swing and a miss. A sinker at 93. He kept it high that time, went out of the zone, and got Bunnell to chase. It's 2-2, and now Murphy a strike away from ending the 8th inning. 2-1 Trash Pandas. Runners first and second. 2 outs in the top of the 8th. The right-hander will come set again. The 2-2 on its way. Swung and hit foul right back to the screen. Bunnell was right on that pitch. It will stay at 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Going back to Bunnell being a 40th round pick, he was not an everyday player at Indiana. You talk about a pitcher taking a flyer on a pitcher that has good stuff. Well, the Braves saw something in him at the plate, and they took him in the 40th round.
And he's been able to stretch it into a 6-year career. 2-2. Swung again, rocketed foul off to the left. 2-2. And what's even more amazing, when you go back to the pandemic, when all those players were released throughout minor league baseball as teams were cutting costs, you would have thought he would be the perfect candidate to get cut. No, he's survived, and here he is playing Double-A ball in 2025. Murphy trying to end the inning. 2-2. Down and in, missed with the slider, so now it's 3-2, and the runners will be on the move. By the way, this is Bunnell's 4th season with the Braves, or with the Double-A team, 3 with Mississippi and now 1 here with Columbus. The runners will be off. The payoff pitch. Swung, line into left, starting in, and in his tracks, making the catch is Holland, and that will end the inning. Bunnell hit the daylights out of the ball, but he hit it right at Holland, who made the squeeze. And what a job by Luke Murphy. Comes in, runners first and second, 1 out, strikes out Compton, gets Bunnell to line to left, and the Clingstones leave 2 on base. No runs on no hits. There were no errors. 2 men left. Bottom 8, Rocket City leading at 2-1. This is Trash Panda Baseball on the Trash Panda broadcast. Blaine Abeda becomes the 4th pitcher of the game for Columbus. He'll take over for L.J. McDonough and face the 5, 6, and 7 hitters for Rocket City. In the bottom of the 8th inning, Trash Pandas lead it 2-1. Holland, Calabrese, and Emerson all due up as Abeda will go to work. Holland tonight 0 of 3, 2 strikeouts, one swinging, and a fielder's choice to third. First pitch, squares the bunt, pulls it back, takes a strike. Does Holland. It's 0-1 as fans are yelling and screaming for $5 t-shirts that were made somewhere overseas. It's 0-1. The right-handed hitter stands back in. Next offering, hit foul, a slice chop off to the right. It's 0-2. It's just amazing. They go nuts over the simplest things.
You've never had the enjoyment of catching a free T-shirt in
I'm
the ball
here
game?
to watch a game. I don't care about his shirt.
It doesn't matter what it costs. You can get a baseball at Walmart for whatever, but if you get a baseball at a baseball game, that means something.
Strike 3 called as Holland takes a slider right down the middle. Strikeout number 1 for Abeda, out number 1 in the 8th inning. Here's David Calabrese. I'd rather just go buy it at Walmart and not break my neck diving for a ball over empty seats. Remember the guy yesterday who slipped on the berm?
Do we have an injury report on him?
That could have been a severe injury. You just don't know, Chris Harris. Calabrese, 0 of 2, a ground out to second, a strikeout swinging, a walk and a run scored. He fouls the first pitch off to the left. It's 0-1. It's just, folks, come on. 0-1 the count on the left-handed hitter. Playing up at third is Bunnell. Near the line at first is Compton. 2-1 Rocket City with the lead as Abeda out of Martinez, California. And swinging and missing at the next pitch is Calabrese. It will go to no balls and 2 strikes. David so far been quiet in this series. He's 0 for 5 for the series.
I'm going to report you to the fun police.
Well, go ahead and do that.
You're not wearing your fancy bandana.
I'm a professional, Chris. You wouldn't understand. Count at no balls and 2 strikes.
Okay.
Next offering. Called strike 3. Ooh, that may have been a tick off the play, but Calabrese took it. May have just nipped the black, but he's rung up. Back-to-back strikeouts by Abeda. 2 up, 2 gone in the 8th inning. Here's Miles Emerson, a hit by pitch, a walk, and a ground out to second. Abeda 2-1, a 2.27 ERA, 37th appearance, all in relief, 4 of 6 in saves, 44 in the third innings now, 30 hits, 14 runs, 11 earned, 5 homers given up, a hit by pitch, 17 walks, and now 56 strikeouts as the first pitch is waved at and miss. A slider down and away. It's 0-1. 56 strikeouts, opponents hitting 191 against him. There is someone throwing in the Rocket City pen. We'll see if they stick with Murphy in the ninth. Righty on righty as the 0-1. Swung, lifted into deep left center. Going back on it is Kilpatrick, though. He'll slow up shy of the track by about a step and make the catch. Emerson, if he hits it to straightaway left, is in business, but he hit it to one of the deepest parts of the ballpark, and 1-2-3 go the Trash Pandas in the bottom of the 8th inning. We'll head to the 9th. Can Rocket City hang on? They lead it 2-1. This is Trash Panda Baseball on the Trash Panda Broadcast Network and Valley Live. Sam Ryan will come in and try to close it out for Rocket City. They lead it 2-1 as we head to the 9th inning. Before we tell you about it, let's give our station a chance to identify itself. This is Trash Panda Baseball on the Trash Panda Broadcast Network and Valley Live. Ryan will face the 5, 6, and 7 hitters for Columbus. Milligan, Fletcher, and Conley are due up. Luke Murphy faced 2 men. He struck out 1 as he went 2/3 of an inning and got Rocket City out of a big jam. So Ryan will get a chance to close it out, and if he does it, it will be his first save of the season. First pitch is swung on, rolled up the middle, ranging to his right, backhand field. Bad throw off the mark, not in time as Mershon rushed the throw. He knew Milligan runs well, but he probably should have taken an extra pause. He rushed the throw, and it sailed well to the outfield side of first base. Nicholson had to come off the bag. We'll wait to see how they score it, but I really think if he plants his feet and makes a good throw, he gets an out, and they're going to call it an E4. So not the way we want to start the 9th inning. The tying run on base, and Milligan 6 of 8 in stolen bases. Here's David Fletcher. He's 0 of 3, 2 strikeouts, 1 looking, and a fielder's choice to third. Righty on righty, first pitch. The let up just inside. It will go 2-1-0. I'm happy to see Ryan get a chance like this. He's been pitching very well of late. 0-3, a 4.75 ERA, 20th appearance to go along with 2 starts. Has not attempted a save this season as the 1-0, a fastball high, 2 balls and no strikes. 10 in the third innings, 6 hits, 30 in the third innings, 34 hits, 16 runs, all earned. He's allowed 2 homers. He's hit 3, walked 12, struck out 29. Opponents are hitting .291 against him. Next pitch. And the fastball is inside. It's at 3 balls and no strikes as Ryan is pitching himself into some trouble here. The right-handed hitter will stand back in. Holding the runner at first is Nicholson. A lot of room to the right side. 3-0 is low. Ball 4. He walked him on 4 straight. So an error and now a 4-pitch walk. Milligan goes first to second. Fletcher now reaches. Walk number 2 by Ryan, or walk number 1 by Ryan. Walk number 6 by Rocket City pitchers. Now you got 2 on with no one out. Here's Cal Conley, who's tapped to the mound, lined to second, and walked. And Miles Emerson goes out there to have a quick word with Ryan. Let's see what the Clingstones do. If the game ends here, Blaine Abeda pitches a 1-2-3 eighth inning. He strikes out 2 of the 3 men he faces. Fletcher will come out. We're going to get a pinch runner, and this is going to be number 28, I'm going to butcher this name, Ambioris Tavares, who was just added to the Columbus roster today. So Tavares on a pinch run. So he's at first, Milligan is at second. And now you got the left-handed hitting Conley at the plate with Dylan Shockley waiting on deck. Let's see what they do. Righty on lefty. They'll pinch in at the corners with the Trash Pandas. The set by Ryan. First pitch on the way. He's swinging. And he takes it down and in. 1-0. He's missed with 5 in a row, and this is not the time to do that. Rocket City again trying to play spoiler, but they're clinging to a 1-run lead. Ryan peers back in. Next offering, there's a strike. Grooved a cutter, and he got it over that time. Going to even at 1-1. The wind is not a factor. They're playing him straight away in the outfield, shaded up the middle, the shortstop McCroskey. The set again. Look back of second, 1-1. He does square this time, pulls it back, takes it outside. That time a changeup. It will go to 2-1. Ryan, he was hit with a loss last week. During the Birmingham series, it was game 1 of Friday's doubleheader, but other than that, he pitched very well against the Barons. As the 2-1, he squares and takes it outside. 3 balls and a strike. He missed with another fastball. Let's see, Ryan last week against Birmingham went 3 1/3 innings, allowed a run on 4 hits, struck out 3, walked 2. 3-1, here it is. Hit foul off to the left. Had to fire a fastball at 95, and shooting it down the left side was Conley, as the count will run full to 3 balls and 2 strikes. By the way, he took the loss on the 22nd, got a hold on the 24th. In fact, he was one of the guys who restored some sanity to Sunday's walkathon between the Trash Pandas and the Barons. Rocket City won that game 7-4. Now he needs a strikeout here. From the belt, 3-2. Hit foul back to the screen. He chased ball 4, did Conley. There's a break, as it will stay at 3 balls and 2 strikes. We talked about Milligan being a veteran. Here's another veteran guy at the plate, and Conley. He's been with the Double-A Braves for quite some time as well. The next offering, way high and away. That's ball 4. An error and back-to-back walks, and now the bases are full of Clingstones with no one out as Milligan goes second to third, Tavares first to second. Walk number 2, walk number 7 by Rocket City pitchers, and here comes Michael Wirtz, and I mean it when I say it. I was really looking forward to this guy getting an opportunity to close. He's earned it, but right now he is scuffling mightily here in the 9th inning, and Wirtz will try to get him back on track. When we come back to action here, it'll be Dylan Shockley coming to the plate. Shockley, a catcher. He's 0 for 3, a ground out to second, a ground out to first, and a 1-4-3 double play. So they're talking this over with the entire infield. No one is throwing for Rocket City. It is all up to Ryan here. So Shockley will step in. Shockley hitting .250 with runners in scoring position this season. Only .146, though, against right-handers. So righty on righty, infield will come in. If you can get him to hit it on the ground at someone, you can probably turn 2. First pitch. Swing and a miss. He went high and tight with the fastball inside. And coming up empty was Shockley. It's 0-1. Off the line at first is Nicholson. At third, Milligan. At second is Tavares. And over at first is Conley. All 3 men run well. Ryan comes set. And the 0-1. Missed high that time with the fastball. That one at 96. It's going to even at a ball and a strike. Shockley, a Rule 5 draft choice from Pittsburgh. Played last year for Double-A Altoona. Next offering. Inside, and it's going to go to 2 balls and a strike, as right now it's, well, right now getting a new baseball will be Ryan, but you can see he just can't be consistent with the strike zone. It's 2-1. And this isn't Columbus just looking to tie the game. They're looking to take the lead and possibly win the game. Next offering. Swing and a miss. Through the sinker again, and right now that's been his best pitch is that sinker. Will he go back to it one more time as the count goes to 2-2 on Shockley? Kevin Kilpatrick Jr. waits on deck. Ryan looks back in. The 2-2. Swung, hit foul back our way over our heads out of the stadium. It will remain at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Trash Pandas trying to go up 2-0 in this 6-game series. The right-handed hitter stands back in. Ryan with the set. 2-2. Called strike 3. Threw him a fastball that hit the upper outside corner at 97. Rung up his Shockley. Strikeout number 1 for Ryan. Boy, did he need that one. That's out number 1 and strikeout number 8 for Rocket City pitching. Now you're a double play away from winning the game, but this is not a double play threat. Kilpatrick has grounded to short, hit a solo homer, and walked and stolen a base. First pitch. Fastball, another strike. It's 0-1. 97 again on that sinker. They are playing about halfway up the middle, but I got to think a ball hit at either Mershon or McCroskey, and they're coming to the plate. That's just a guess on my end. Ryan kicks and delivers. Fastball, another strike. 97 again. It's 0-2. So he's quickly ahead in the count. Do you dare dirt one here? You got a veteran catcher behind the plate in Emerson. Kilpatrick stands in. The 0-2. Swung and hit foul off to the right. He went back to that fastball, kept it off the outside corner, got Kilpatrick to chase, but the right-handed hitter was able to fight it off. It will remain at no balls and 2 strikes. Ryan shakes off the sign. Now he's good to go. The look in. And the 0-2. Yeah, he went around. Oh, no, they say he didn't. Ryan can't believe it, and neither can I. From up here, I thought he went. Tried to hold up his swing, and making the call from the middle of the diamond was Jack Wasson, the crew chief. So it's 1-2. Next pitch. That one ripped into right into the corner. That is a fair ball. That's going to score 2. At third is going to be Conley. Here's the relay. No, they're going to hold him at third, and actually it was a ground rule double. I did not see what happened in that corner. I was looking at the base runners, perhaps a break for Rocket City. But Kevin Kilpatrick Jr. laces one down the right field line. It's fair by about a foot. In from third is Milligan. Around from second is Tavares. Columbus has taken its first lead of the series at 3-2. I couldn't see if it hit off the underside of the rock porch or not. That must have been the case. No argument from the Columbus brass. Kilpatrick with all 3 RBI on the night, give him 22 on the year. And now Ryan's got to keep it a 1-run ball game. Here's Patrick Clohizzi, and the first pitch is inside 1-0. And we didn't see a replay of that check swing on the pitch before till Kilpatrick, but boy, that was close. So a 3-2 ball game. Next offering. Fastball ripped down the left field line. That'll tail foul into the picnic patio, and even at 1-1. So now if you're Ryan, you got to bear down here and try to get out of this inning. There is a left-hander throwing in the Rocket City pen. Due up in the bottom of the 9th, it'll be the 8, 9, and 1 hitters, McCroskey, Vera, and Mershon. The look in. 1-1. And the changeup missed outside. 2 balls and a strike on Clohizzi, who has flied to left, struck out twice, both times swinging, and a ground out to second. From the belt, 2-1. Swung and rocketed into left, but right at Holland. Catch made, runner tags, throw coming toward the plate. It is going to be cut off. A sac fly to left by Patrick Clohizzi. In from third is going to be Cal Conley, and that'll make it a 4-2 ball game. Again, he hit it on line. That one was 88 off the bat. And again, able to make the catch is Holland, but Corey does not have a strong throwing arm as Nick Jones is warming up in the Rocket City bullpen. So a sac fly to left, RBI number 14 for Clohizzi. 2 outs, a runner at second, 4-2 your score. Here's Ethan Workinger, who's 0 of 3. And the first pitch to him. Swung on, looping line drive over McCroskey's head into center field, around third, and scoring will be Kilpatrick. A single into center by Workinger. He didn't hit it hard at all, but he dunked it over the head of the shortstop McCroskey, and that'll be his 69th RBI of the season. It's now a 5-2 ball game, a 4 spot here in the ninth for Columbus, as it looks like they're going to snatch victory from the jaws of defeat. By the way, for Clohizzi, his RBI was his 14th of the season. So it's a 5-2 ball game. Here's Drew Compton, the 8th man to bat in the inning, right against left. And a throw over to first, in with a head-first dive, is Workinger. And after all that, Walbear-Urania cannot win this game. Right now, the pitcher of record for Columbus is Blaine Abeda. Lead at first by Kilpatrick, and the next pitch is chopped to the right side of the mound. Ryan will field, underhand toss to first is in time, and the inning is finally over. But 4 runs scored, they're all earned, or actually I beg your pardon, 3 are earned on 2 hits. 1 big error in the inning, and 1 man left on base. Bottom 9, last chance for Rocket City. They trail at 5-2. This is Trash Panda Baseball on the Trash Panda Broadcast Network and Valley Live. As again, 4 runs in the top of the ninth by the Clingstones. They now have a 5-2 lead. Right on right, first pitch is a slider down and away. And it's 1-0. 2 up for the Trash Pandas. The 8, 9, and 1 hitters, McCroskey, Vera, and Mershon, all 3 need to get on to have a chance, as the next pitch is going to miss high. It will go to 2 balls and no strikes on the right-handed hitter. If the ball game ends here, Sam Ryan, and I was mistaken, it was 1 earned in the 9th inning. He goes an inning, 2 hits, 4 runs, 1 earned. He walked 2 and struck out 1. He's the pitcher of record, as the pitch is a strike to McCroskey. 2 balls and a strike. Mack 0 of 2, a ground out to short, a walk, a caught stealing, and a fly out to center. Here's the 2-1. Fastball popped up off to the right. It will even at 2-2. Again, Blaine Abeda in line to win this ball game, as he tosses a 1-2-3 8th inning and strikes out 2. And Joseph, he is one of the Clingstones closers. 2-2 in the dirt that time with a slider. It will run full to 3 balls and 2 strikes. Joseph will go back to the rubber. We'll get you his numbers here in just a moment, as they play him straight away both in the infield and the outfield. The 3-2. Down and away. Ball 4. Now let's see if that starts something for Rocket City in the 9th inning. Walk number 1 by Joseph. That's the 8th walk of the game by Columbus. Good night. 8 walks, and yet Rocket City has only had one of those walks come around to score. Here's Errol Vera. He's 1 of 2 tonight, a solo homer in the 3rd, a sac fly to right in the 4th, and a strikeout swinging in the 7th. You need one more man on base to have a chance. Righty on lefty, Joseph. High leg kick and the pitch. Oh, it hit him! And it sounded like it caught him in the helmet. Fortunately, he's on his feet and he's walking. That's what it looked like. We're going to have runners at first and second with no one out. But again, Dylan Colwell and Andy Schatchley will make their way over, make sure that Errol is okay. That's the second time a trash panda has been plunked in the head tonight. See where this one, I assume it was the head. Let's see where it caught him. Yeah, whoa, that was a square shot right there. When Emerson got hit, he wound up getting hit on the back of the neck. That time it caught him right on the helmet, but again, it looked like he was able to turn out of the way and make it somewhat of a glancing blow. Mike Steed out there to have a word with Joseph, who has walked a man and hit another. Now you're a long one away from tying the ball game. And right now, Colwell just talking to Vera, making sure he knows where he is. Actually, that's not Dylan. That's Dan Turner, who's talking to Vera right now.
It was scary. By the way, while I was downstairs a second ago, Trevor Patience did suffer a concussion.
He did.
Certainly hope the best for him. I think he's had several of those in the past few years, so hope he's all right. But, man, you get hit in the head like that, that's just scary. And certainly Ellison Joseph, he throws hard, and there's no intent there.
Joseph 1-3 on the year, a 3.28 ERA, 33rd appearance, all in relief, 6 of 8 in saves, 35 2/3 innings, 19 hits, 16 runs, 13 earned. He's now hit 3 batters while walking 36 and striking out 52. Opponents hitting only a $157 against him. Here's Mershon, righty on lefty. First pitch by Joseph. In the dirt, 1-0. And sometimes pitchers, when they hit a guy in the head, they're a little more timid with really the rest of the inning. Let's see if this impacts Joseph. Mershon with a walk in the 7th. He's also grounded to second, fouled to the catcher, and bounced to first. Right against left. Joseph with the 1-0. High and tight, goes to the backstop. A wild pitch. Both men will move up as bailing out of the way was Mershon. Right now, Joseph all over the place. Crowd boos, but yeah, Chris is right, folks. He's not trying to hit anyone. He's trying to win the game. It's 2-0.
Yeah, he's just having a tough time getting a harness on that fastball. And
again, 35 walks and 35 2/3.
Yeah.
That's a lot, but this is next level. Here's the 2-0. He's squaring the bunt, pulling it back, now taking a strike on a pitch that was inside. Missing that one was Davion Fry. It will go to 2-1. Ben Goebel waits on deck. Behind him is Oscar Colas. Tying run at the plate. Joseph delivers. In the dirt again. Good backhand pick by the catcher, Shockley. It will go to 3-1. A walk would load them up and bring the winning run to the plate. Rocket City was up 2-1 in the 9th inning. Columbus put 4 on the board to take the lead. Now Rocket City trying to get it right back. Joseph sets. Here's the 3-1. High ball 4. 2 walks, a hit by pitch, and now the winning run will come to the plate in the form of Ben Goebel. By the way, quick question for you, Chris, on the check swing by Kilpatrick right before his double.
Yeah.
Did you think he went around?
You know, it was certainly close, and I'm not one. It's one of those where if you had that umpire down the first base line, you give him, you know, I can't say. I didn't have the greatest look. It was very, very close, though.
Here's Goebel, first pitch. High and away, ball 1. I'm looking at that Columbus pin. No one's throwing, at least not yet. Ben tonight, a single, a walk, a stolen, actually 2 singles, a walk, a stolen base, and a foul out to first. Next offering, outside, 2-0. And here's the deal. He's nowhere near right now. The tying run at first, the winning run at the plate. Joseph peers back in. Here's the 2-0. High and in, ball 3. That was a cutter at 85. A walk would mean a run. Trash Pandas walking back into this thing. And it's Joseph holding the door open. Here's the set. The 3-0. High ball 4. In from third is McCroskey. Second to third is Vera. First to second is Mershon. RBI number 25 for Goebel. 3 walks and a hit batsman. So it's a 5-3 ball game, and the tying run is in scoring position. The winning run is at first. Here's Kolas, 0 for 4, 2 strikeouts, both swinging, a line out to left, a roll out to first. First pitch. There's a strike, and Oscar wisely taking a pitch there. No need to swing when a guy is this wild. Make him get one over. It's 0-1, right on left. The left-handed hitter standing in, and now time called as Shockley and Joseph weren't on the same page. They're going to ride Joseph to the finish line. The Clingstones, they are quiet in the bullpen. The check of second, the delivery swung and fouled away. May have chased ball 1. That was a borderline pitch, but it was down and in, and that is right in Oscar's wheelhouse. He loves it low. He loves golfing pitches out of here, but that time he couldn't put it in play. It will go to 0-2. Ryan Nicholson is on deck. Joseph, high leg kick and the pitch. Swung, popped up, left side. That'll tail out of play. That'll land. Now, oh, look out. My goodness, that almost struck a fan who was actually trying to run out of the way, but they actually wound up running toward the baseball. I hope everything's all right down there as the count is at no balls and 2 strikes. A lot of room to the left side. Near the line at third is Bunnell. Now he'll back away from the line. The pitch. Swung, tap foul up the first base line. And it will stay at 0-2. By the way, I think, well, they're still checking on that fan down there. The poor young lady, she was trying to run out of the way of the ball, but wound up running towards it instead. Count 0-2 on Kolas. Next offering. Swung, dribbled foul, this time to the third base side as Kolas hanging in there on Joseph. He threw him another cutter outside the zone low, but Oscar went after it. It will stay at no balls and 2 strikes. Good speed at second, good speed at first. Here's the set. The 0-2. Swung line, that's a fair ball into the corner. That'll tie the game. Goebel at second. He's charging for third. They're going to wave him. Here's the relay. It's going to be late, and Rocket City a winner. Milligan missed his cutoff man. Otherwise, they may have had him dead to rights. But Andy Shatsley didn't hesitate. He sent Goebel all the way around. Oscar Kolas with the bases clearing double. And look at that. 8 runs in the 9th inning between the two teams. Columbus goes up 5-2. Rocket City comes back in the bottom half. Kolas, RBI, 36, 37, and 38. And on the only hit of the inning, Rocket City going to win it by the final of 6-5. 4 runs, all of them earned on 1 hit, no errors, 1 left on base. Rocket City going to win this one by the final of 6-5 as Kolas lined it down the right field line. Vera scored from third, Mershon from second, and Goebel all the way around from first. And again, Rocket City going to win this one by 1, and a devastating loss. Maybe a death knell here for the Columbus Clingstones, who now go down 0-2 in this series. And again, the Trash Pandas are winner 6-5. Ellison Joseph is going to get the loss. He only goes, well, actually, he didn't record it out, did he? No innings. He surrenders that 1 hit, 4 runs, all were earned. He walked 3, and that was his big downfall. He also hit a batter, struck out none. Chris Harris is going to have a word with someone down there in just a moment. For those of you on Talk Radio WZZN, we'll be back with the Northrop Grumman postgame show after this. Rocket City a winner today by the final of 6-5. This is Trash Panda Baseball on the Trash Panda Broadcast Network and Valley Live.
Yeah, Ben down here with Walter Arena and Oscar Kolas, who got the game-winning hit. First off, Walter, 7 1/3 innings. That's the longest a Trash Panda pitcher has gone this year. Tell me what was working for you.
It's great. I work in all season for that, so it's good when you see the results. So just keep it going.
This pitching staff has really been pitching well, and I know we gave up some runs there in the ninth inning, but how well has this team been meshing together on the mound?
It's good. The relievers come from the bullpen to do his job, so it's great.
All right, 21 years old, youngest player in the league. Let's talk to Oscar Colas. We no stranger to talking to you on the post-game walk-off base hit, 2 strikes. What were you looking for in that at-bat?
¿Qué estaba buscando en ese turno que viste con dos detrás ya venía y qué estaba buscando en ese turno?
No, yo estaba buscando el pichón que le di, el slider, ya que no estaba controlando con la recta y simplemente fue a tener una buena conexión.
He was looking for the slider because he was missing the fastball, so he looked at the slider.
You've had another walk-off home run with us this year as well, but talk about what it meant to come back like that in the ninth inning. We were left for dead there, and we come back and get a victory. How big was that for you and for this team?
¿Qué tan grande es venir de un juego así, viniendo de abajo para ti en esta situación?
No, es muy importante, ya que para eso me encuentro aquí en el equipo, para ayudarle en todo lo que pueda. El equipo se encontraba en una situación difícil y yo vine a resolver mi problema.
He was great. The team was in bad situation, so he was looking for help the team anytime.
All right, guys. Hey, fans, how about this? We have Walber Urania, 7 1/3 innings, plus he interprets an interview for us and Oscar Colas. Congratulations, Oscar. Congratulations, Walber. Great win tonight.
Thank you.
Thank you, thank you.
All right, fans, one more time for Walber Urania, Oscar Colas. Trash Pandas have won 3 in a row. We'll see you tomorrow night, 6:35. We'll go for 4 straight. Back to you, Ben and Josh.
And welcome into the Northrop Grumman postgame show, everyone. Josh Carey with you, and back at Mission Control running the boards is Jeff Scarborough. Rocket City a winner 6-5. We just wrapped up the interview down on the field. So for those of you on MILB.TV as well as Waymore 31.6, we're going to sign off from you guys. You folks have a great night. Be back here tomorrow, 6:30 airtime, 6:35 first pitch for game 3 of this 6-game series between Rocket City and Columbus Radio. Stay right here. For those of you watching on TV or the computer, you guys have a great night. We'll be back here tomorrow for game 3 of 6 as the Trash Pandas take on the Clingstones. For everyone with the Rocket City Trash Pandas and for my broadcast partner, Chris Harris, this is Josh Carey reminding you again tonight's final score, Rocket City 6 and Columbus 5. So long, everyone. This is Trash Panda Baseball on the Trash Panda Broadcast Network and Valley Live. And for those of you on radio, like I said, welcome into the Northrop Grumman postgame show. What a ball game. 4 runs for each team in the 9th inning. Rocket City sees a 2-1 lead go by the wayside. They come storming back, to win this one by the final of 6-5. Let's go ahead and take you through what happened in this ball game. And really, it was one ball game through the 8th inning and then a completely different thing in the bottom half. And we'll try to describe it as best we can. But really, the story through the first 8 innings for Rocket City was the work of Walber Urania. He went deeper than any Rocket City starting pitcher in a game this season. He went 7 1/3 innings tonight. He allowed 3 hits, a run, it was earned. He walked 5 and struck out 6. He was flat out brilliant this evening, deserved to get a win. He'll get hit with a no decision instead. For the Trash Pandas, they would get the ball rolling, at least in the scoring department in the 3rd inning, as leading off the frame was Errol Vera, who blasted his first home run of the season as a Trash Panda. It was a solo shot over the right center field wall. Home run number 1, RBI number 3, and that gave Rocket City a 1-0 lead as they did it off of Columbus starting pitcher Drew Hackenberg. The Trash Pandas would resumed the scoring in the 4th inning against Hackenberg as David Calabrese led off with a walk, went to second on another walk by Miles Amerson, and then advanced to third on yet a 3rd consecutive walk by Hackenberg. The bases were loaded with no one out when Vera lofted a sacrifice fly to right. That scored Calabrese from third and gave Rocket City a 2-0 lead. The Clingstones would get their lone run against Urania in the 5th inning. 2 outs, no one on base. Kevin Kilpatrick hit his first home run of the year. It was a solo blast, home run number 1, RBI number 20, and that would make it a 2-1 game. But like we said, Urania was flat out fantastic tonight. He got into the 8th inning. He did walk 2 men, strike another one out to start that 8th inning. He was lifted in favor of Luke Murphy, who would strike out Drew Compton, then get Cade Bunnell to line out to left to end the top of the 8th inning. It was 2-1, and you were hoping Rocket City would hang on. That would wind up not being the case, but that's what made things interesting. In the ninth, Sam Ryan came on for what he was hoping would be his first save of the season, and things just did not go his way. Cody Milligan reached on a throwing error by the second baseman, David Mershon, to start that frame. It was a tough play, had to range up the middle and backhand the ball, but an off-balance throw sailed on Mershon to the outfield side of first base. Milligan reached, and from there, Ryan just really struggled. He would walk David Fletcher, then walk Cal Conley. That loaded the bases with no one out. He would strike out Dylan Shockley looking for out number one, and then he got ahead in the count 1-2 to Kevin Kilpatrick Jr. It looked like Kilpatrick may have struck out on a check swing for strike three. They said he didn't go around. That gave Kilpatrick another pitch. He wound up roping a two-run double down the right field line, scoring Milligan from third and pinch runner Amarius Tavares all the way around from second. That would make it a 3-2 ball game. Conley went first to third on the play. After that, Patrick Clohizzi would loft a sacrifice fly into left to score Conley. That would make it a 4-2 contest. And then with Kilpatrick at second and two out, it was Ethan Workinger who came through with a bloop single into center. That brought in Kilpatrick from second, and it made the score 5-2. And honestly, you, me, and everyone else thought the ball game was over, but give the Trash Pandas some credit. Tonight, they got off the deck. They're looking to play spoiler this week, and that's exactly what they did. Now, they did need a little bit of help. Let's not get it twisted. Ellison Joseph walked Rocket City back in the game, and he didn't just walk Rocket City back in the game. He held the door open for them as well as he walked Mac McCroskey to start the inning. Then he hit Errol Vera with a pitch that was in the head. Fortunately, Errol was okay. That put runners at first and second. He would then walk David Mershon. That loaded the bases with no one out. He would proceed to walk Ben Goebel as that forced in a run. And coming in from third was McCroskey to make it a 5-3 ball game. Bases were still loaded. There was no one out in the inning, and then Oscar Colas came up to the plate. He fell behind 1-2, fought off pitch after pitch, finally got something to handle, lined it down the right field line. It was fair by about a foot, went into the corner. Scoring from third was Vera, scoring from third was Mershon, and Ben Goebel, he was sent around third base. He would have been thrown out at the plate had it been a good relay throw, but missing his cutoff man was Cody Milligan from the right field corner. And you know what? It was a good move by Andy Shansley, because even if he's thrown out at the plate, Colas would have made it to third base easily. So they rolled the dice, they sent him around, and because of the missed cutoff man, able to score head first with a slide was Ben Goebel, and that's how Rocket City ends it. They scored it, by the way, a 3-run triple for Colas to end the ball game, and Rocket City a winner tonight by the final score of 6-5, and probably the most thrilling ending to a ball game this season for the Trash Pandas, as again they win it by one and really put a dent into Columbus's playoff hopes. Here are your totals for Columbus: 5 runs, 5 hits, no errors. They leave 7. For Rocket City, 6 runs, only 4 hits tonight, and 1 error. They left 9. Sam Ryan had a rough one, but he's going to get credited with the win to move to 1-3. 1 inning, 2 hits, 4 runs, 1 earned. He walked 2 and struck out 1. And Ellison Joseph with a tough loss tonight for the Clingstones. He drops to 1-4. Joseph does not record an out, 1 hit, 4 runs, all earned. He walked 3, hit a batter, and struck out none. And there was no save in the game. Again, Joseph is 1-4 on the season. Your time of game, this was a pretty quick game, but that 9th inning took a minute. It's 2 hours and 53 minutes time of game, and the attendance 3,411 as Rocket City walks it off over Columbus tonight by the final score of 6-5. We'll take one more break on the Northrop Grumman postgame show. Come back and wrap it up right after this. This is Trash Panda Baseball on the Trash Panda Broadcast Network and Valley Live.